unfortunately, I don't possess moderate Wi-Fi. The Wi-Fi I've got is absolute garbage, and so it struggles. But this looks like it's holding at the moment. This looks like it's because I'm not having to stream Tommy in, and I can literally just stream out. It looks like it's doing a little bit better. So we're going to keep everything crossed. We're going to keep everything crossed that we can get through this. So yes, I hope everyone is well. Hope everyone is looking forward to NXT tonight. It is a taped show, but it shouldn't matter because we've got a pretty stacked lineup. We've got Lyra Valkyria defending against Shotzi, and obviously there was a video that went up on the channel. I don't know how they're going to present this tonight. Obviously, haven't seen any footage of it doing the rounds, so I will be very interested to see how that's presented, to be honest. I'll be very interested to see the moment that she gets the injury. So obviously, the news came out. She's going to be out for the rest of 2024. Horrific news. She's torn her ACL. So thoughts very much with Shotzi. If you want a bit more detail, she has put a message out on Instagram. And as we said, we put the video out a few hours ago about that. So we've got that tonight anyway. We've got Roxanne Perez taking on Wren Sinclair. We've got Lexis King taking on Femi for the North American Championship. And the match I'm most looking forward to, the match that genuinely I can't wait for, is Brooks Jensen against Josh Briggs. And the reason why I'm so excited for this is because I really like what we're doing with Brooks Jensen. We've spoke about him. We've looked at his social media accounts. He's doing a very throwback kind of a gimmick. If you go onto his social media, it's just full of old school promos, old images of wrestlers, legends of the past. Like, he's really doing like a throwback to that kind of 80s era. He's got the moustache, he's got the trunks, he's got the entrance music. I love it, man. I'm really into what they've done with Brooks Jensen. So we'll get to see him and his new gimmick, if you will, for the first time tonight. He has been doing it on NXT Level Up. That's where I've been seeing it, on NXT Level Up. But here, he's going to be bringing it to NXT for the first time. So really excited to see that match. And plus, these two, they're obviously former partners. They're going to have great chemistry. I would imagine that the match should really bang. It should be a really fun encounter. So I'm looking forward to that one. So even though it's a tape show, no worries, no concerns about that. I've not seen any results outside of the Shotzi thing, so hopefully we should be in for a fun evening. And to be honest, as long as this internet holds, that's all I'm looking for. So let me flip over and make sure that we're on the right thing for the live chat. There we go. Brony said, Days, when do you think Trick will return to confront Mello? Could he appear tonight? Is Mello on the show tonight? I don't think I just read Mello. So I would say probably not tonight. It was a pretty brutal beatdown. He absolutely could return from that beatdown tonight, and I'm sure we'll see Mello at some point, but there's no match that's been announced for Mello, so I'm going to lean towards no. I think that we do Mello Trick at Stand and Deliver. So I don't know when the next big juicy NXT show is, but I would say maybe that's where Trick returns. Isn't there another one? Isn't it Roadblock or something got mentioned? Which I don't know when that is. If it's like a couple of weeks' time, then maybe we'd be looking at that. So it's a good question, but I'm going to lean towards no. This is probably where you lot know that it's happened, and I'm just sat here going, no, I don't think so. I've not looked at any spoilers. I really haven't. So I'm going to lean towards no on that one, though, just because there's no Mello match for him to interfere with. Lots of wrestlers are out long term, like Cora Jade, Sonya, Charlotte, Punk, Shotzi. I hope they get a speedy recovery, says Tom. Trini, shout out to you. Says, Whispers, we know what you and Days do in the dark, William. You think I'd be left alone in the dark with William? Forget that. Not as brave as you, Trini. Not as brave as you. James said, are you ready to sign Ronaldinho? Let's go, mates. Let's go. So, Man United's getting some great news today that a sale has gone through. So, I mean, it was going to go that way. I don't think it was a big surprise, but it's just good to get it done. And now, I suppose as fans, we can start dreaming about the summer. And Ronaldinho, Wesley Schneider, who else can we get? I'm trying to think of some of those classic names that we were always associated with that we never quite managed to get over the line. Hopefully we see some of those come into Old Trafford. Very exciting. PS3 Mason said, Days, I was going through your toy hunt videos and I found one in Stourbridge. I don't know that it's my favourite. The Stourbridge one, I don't know that it's my favourite because the problem with Stourbridge is that we don't have like really any toy shops. So actually trying to find anything that's wrestling related is very difficult. The shop that I used to buy figures in, I think I do go into the shop, do I? I think I do. There's a WH Smith's in Stourbridge, which has always been there since I was born. And I used to go into that shop, and that is where they used to sell Hasbro figures back in the early 90s. And I distinctly remember going in and looking at the range they had. Do you know, surprisingly, and this is amazing, I cannot remember seeing wrestling figures anywhere else. It's really disappointing. I cannot remember going to a Toys R Us and seeing a whole load of Hasbro figures. I can't remember early 90s WWF toy section. I wonder if my parents just never took me because they thought I would just be asking for things, which I would. And you know, we weren't really blessed with any money, so it was a case of like, you know, you could definitely get stuff, but you was getting it from car boot sales. We weren't going to shops and buying stuff like that. So, but I do remember like whenever we would go uptown, up the road, which up the road for us was like it's a decent sized town. But it's not the biggest, not a city or anything like that, far from it. But, you know, it had a good few shops there. But there was one that used to sell Hasbros. It's the only place I can remember Hasbros. It's really disappointing. I'd love to have memories of going into Toys R Us or love to have memories of going into, you know, various other toy shops and like having a look at what they've got and whatever. But it's only that one place I can remember. I would say that toy hunt, it's maybe not my favorite because there's others that had such a bigger impact for the channel, but it is easily the most personal. It's easily the most personal of the toy hunts. So I didn't even finish what you were saying. You took me on a mental journey then, PS3 Mason. I was off. I was reminiscing about the old days. So, Days, I went for you toy hunts. I found one in Stourbridge. I didn't realise you was from there. Yes. I'm from King Swinford. Oh, amazing. Crazy. Top man. Yeah, amazing. Amazing. King Swinford. Yeah, they're just down the road. Incredible. I love Stourbridge. It is a place that's really like, it's home. It will always be my home. I was born there. I was raised there. I spent 20 odd years of my life there, and it will always be home to me. The only downside with Stourbridge is that it's a bit of a journey away from like other places. So if you want to get to Birmingham, it's about 25 minutes in a car, and it kind of feels like you're about 20 odd minutes away from like anywhere. Like you could get to Dudley, but there's not really much going on in Dudley. You can get to like the Merry Hill shopping centre, but like that's even a good 10-minute drive. I don't know, it's one of those where you're just kind of a little bit out of it. All my family live in Birmingham, and I always wondered what it would be like growing up in a city. I always wondered how different that would be, because I had a very I wouldn't say it was a country life by any means. I mean, that doesn't paint the right picture. But it's sort of a town that's kind of out on its own. And I'm sure many of you can relate to that. But I would say if you want to know a bit more about Stourbridge, that toy hunt's quite good for showing around. I think we go to, you get a good look at Stourbridge. I think we go to like the shops I've just discussed. I think we even pop into the leisure centre in Stourbridge. and you get to see what the leisure centre looks like, and that's where I learnt to swim. It's a very personal toy hunt. I mean, it is one of my favourites on the channel, but and I do try to make it wrestling related, but it's just quite difficult because when that was filmed, which was before the pandemic, and it would still be the case now, there just wasn't many toy places to go to, and I still don't think there is. Brony said Roblox going to be a regular NXT show. It's on March 3rd. I think Trick could return there. Yeah, okay, March 3rd. Yeah, I can go with that. But Days Studios and Figure Shop, said Rabid Hobo. Yeah, I would love to go back to Stourbridge, actually. I would love to go back there. It is home, and it's... The only problem is I just don't know anyone there now, which is mental if you think I spent 20 years there. To say I don't know anyone there now is unfathomable. But everyone moves on, don't they? Everyone moves on with their lives. All your friends from school and from college and whatever, they move away. There might be the odd person that's still around, but I wouldn't even know where they are now. I wouldn't be able to locate them. I wouldn't be able to find them. It's funny, actually. My brother came back the other day, and he said to me that a guy I used to work with is working in a pub in Stourbridge now. So that might be the only person I would know there, you know? But it's just, I think I would probably walk into places and go, John, how you doing? And it might be one of those. One of the most successful football players in the world, soccer players, he comes from Stourbridge. So Stourbridge is it's his now. He owns Stourbridge now. He's the king of Stourbridge. There's a mural actually on the wall at our shopping centre for Jude Bellingham, who plays for Real Madrid and is regarded as maybe the best football player in the world right now. Certainly, I'd say is in the conversation. So it's nothing but gold that comes out of Stourbridge, my friends. That's all you need to know. James said, you live in the country life. Are you the long lost cousin to the Godwins? That's right, we used to slop out. I feel like I live the country life more now. I am very much in the countryside now. I'm more in the countryside now than I was back then. But yeah, it'd be interesting. People have to let us know where you lot grew up, and if you was in cities or if you was in like out in the sticks, whatever. William said, I love working at Toys R Us. It was great getting first dibs on figures. Did you used to work in Toys R Us, William? Did you? That's amazing if that's the case. That would be a shop where I would definitely love to work. I always think, like, I mean, I used to work in an entertainment store because as much as I love wrestling, I do love music as well. I must admit, music has kind of really slipped by the wayside over the past few years, as obviously the channel has took more of my time, but I still love trying to keep up with some of the latest artists. I'm really into Naya Archives at the moment. She's like doing jungle stuff in the UK. She's got her debut album coming out soon. You can actually get signed copies on her website. So I'll be ordering one of those cheeky little CDs, signed CD, which is showing my age because we don't do CDs now, but you can't really get a signed digital download, you know? So I'm still a stickler for the old autographs. I like an autograph. I've got loads of we've spoke about it before. I've got loads of wrestling autographs, which I keep meaning to do a video on. I got a sick one, actually. I've got a really nice one. Oh, I wonder if I can find it. Give me a second. I'm going to see if I can find it. I keep talking about them. Always talk about these during member streams, you know. And I'm like, yeah, one day we'll do a video on it. I'll show you like what I've got. And I just never, ever get round to it. But these are 3 boxes just absolutely full of cards. But the one I wanted to show you, and I bet I can't get my hands on it. The one I wanted to show you was... Oh, I found it straight away. Look at this. It's in a little thing. I've never actually took it out of there, but That is pretty special, isn't it? That is a card that is signed by Dusty Rhodes and Cody Rhodes. So it's tops. It's from 2009. 2009, that is. That's Dusty Rhodes and Cody Rhodes. And it is, you've received authentic, blah, 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 from Tops. And that... I mean, I can't remember when I got this. I can't remember if Dusty was still with us. I've had it for a while now, but that is obviously with Dusty passing away and the whole Cody finishing the story situation. That has obviously gone up in my kind of pride of place, if you will. But I'm a stickler for autographs. I really am. I mean, I'm someone that has always... I don't know what it is about it. I know there's people out there that don't like them, not really bothered by them. But there's something... I suppose you always want to just get that little bit more, don't you? I mean, it's one thing to go and see the wrestlers, but you always just want that little bit more. Like, and what more can you have? I suppose the only other thing you can do is just get, like, an autograph from them. So I've always enjoyed getting like autographs. I mean, I've got a fair few, obviously in here. I mean, I'll just grab some and show. I mean, we've got Bailey, we've got Ember Moon. I think this might be all the women here. Tamina, Jessica Duke, I didn't even know I had a Deonna Purrazzo. Deonna Purrazzo. That was when she was in NXT. So that's cool. Deonna Purrazzo, Candice LeRae. Billy Kay, let's go. Carmella. Shibata, how about that? Jesse the Body Ventura. Sam Houston. The Slick, Reverend Slick. Got a bit of the Slickster. That I think we kind of picked up like the women's bit. Let me just grab a different one. We're not going to do this all night. But Ivan Putski, the Polish Hammer, Danny Hodge, absolute wrestling legends, Dick Beyer, the Destroyer, Jumpin' Jim Brunzell, Killer B, B. Brian Blair, the other Killer B, Dennis Condrey, Demolition Smash, Demolition Axe. These are actually signed. Barbarian. I think I grabbed too many. We've got X-Pac, we've got Adam Bomb, we've got Rowdy Roddy Piper, Dynamite Kids, the Bushwhackers, Jim Cornette, Eric Bischoff, Andrade. He used to be called Andrade Cien Almas, didn't he? I forgot that. I forgot that he was called Andrade Cien Almas. Now he's Andrade El Idolo, but he was Andrade Cien Almas. The Miz. These are quite nice cards, actually. Naomi. Jinder. Let's go. Don't hinder the Jinder. Charlotte Flair. Braun Strowman. And there we go. Other ones that are in here are like Undertaker. There's a Vince McMahon in here as well. I think there's a Stephanie McMahon in there. There's loads. I need to do like a little video on them, but you know, it's just over time. You just kind of, the thing with them is they're not that expensive. I mean, you can get them for like, I've picked them up on eBay for like £10, £12, which, you know, is a fair bit of money. Don't get me wrong, there's a fair bit of money there, but it's you know, if people are collecting like elite figures, you know, you can collect these instead. And I don't know what to do with them or how I would display them or anything like that, but I do love them as a collection. I mean, to be honest, I haven't picked up any new ones for quite a while. So there's probably a load of ones that I'm missing. There's probably tons and tons and tons that I need to get. But I think there's about 130 odd there or something like that. It's probably a bit more. But yeah, I love all that kind of stuff, you know, autographs and whatever. I'm just a simp. I'm a simp for that. You can easily get me with like signed stuff. So yeah, it's a fun little collection, but it takes a lot of money, commitment, and to be honest, I have kind of parked it for now because it was getting a little bit out of control. Vices, eh? I went to school with the $1 Million Man. He got better career advice, said Dark Knight. Better hold on to that Jinder card. It's going to be worth a lot, says Cleveland Brown. Don't hinder the Jinder. Jim said no Becky Lynch. Oh, I'm sure there's a Becky Lynch in here, buds. I actually don't know off the top of my head, but I would imagine there is a Becky Lynch. I feel like I need to see if there is a Becky Lynch now. I feel like there is a Becky Lynch in here. Got a Kyrie. Got an Alexa Bliss gamer. There's Alexa Bliss. I'd imagine Alexa Bliss gamer's got Alexa Bliss anyway. Actually got Alexa Bliss herself, I would imagine. Dixie Carter. How about that for random? A signed Dixie Carter card. But yeah, I think that I think there is. I've even got some TNA cards, you know. Got like Awesome Kong and Jay Lethal. There's Becky. There's Becky Lynch. So I like this style actually. This kind of tops style looks. It's a nice looking card. Right, PJ93 said, Days, if you could own any authentic memorabilia of a wrestler like Undertaker's hat or coat, what would you choose? I love this channel. PJ93, shout out to you. I think that's a wicked question. I love that question. I think for me, I would think about the wrestler that probably has had like a big impact on you or means a lot to you. And it is tricky because my favorite gimmick is The Undertaker. My favorite like in-ring competitor would probably be Shawn Michaels. I can't say I would feel a need to own anything of Shawn's though. I think that what's interesting about Shawn is that he was such a rogue. He was such a an out there kind of bad boy, if you will. I don't know. I don't really look at like. I don't feel the need like. Oh, I need his hat. I need his earrings, or I need his shades, or I don't really feel that. I don't know why. Undertaker's. I don't know what you would have. I mean, like Undertaker's gloves or Undertaker's hat or something like that. I mean, I don't know. It's a bit tricky. It's a bit. It's weird because I don't really. I suppose if you want to get closer to the wrestler than the autograph, like. I suppose the ring gear is the next level, isn't it? But I've never really felt that urge. The closest I think I've ever come to like actually bidding on some ring gear was Thea Hale's Chase U top, right? And the only reason that I was going to do that isn't because I'm some sort of pervert, but it was because it was, I think it was a couple of $100. It had been worn, I believe, on TV. I think we worked out it had actually been worn on TV. So it wasn't just like a house show thing. So it had been worn on an NXT show. Obviously, it was signed by her. She was really like obviously doing the whole Chase U energetic thing. And we really liked her. And we still like her. But she was like really fun. And I was looking at it. I was like, man, if she goes on to become a decent star, like main roster and everything, you're probably not going to get something for like a couple of $100. The way I saw it was that it was, I suppose it's a little bit like with, say, Bron Breakker, right? Or Ilya Dragunov, or anyone, right? Anyone that you think could go on to be like a decent sized star on the main roster, get in their like stuff from NXT. You know, imagine if you had something from Roman Reigns when he was in NXT. I bet like you'd pay a couple of $100 for it. You wouldn't pay a couple of $100 now, right? I mean, that would have gone massively up in value. So I was kind of looking at it from that perspective. But I was like, nah, I really don't want to be that guy. That's not who I want to be. So I didn't bid on it in the end. But that was the only time that I looked at something and I was like, oh. Because if you want to get the boots of like Hulk Hogan or you want to get the boots of someone like that, you're talking thousands. That you're talking like you ain't going to be getting them for like a couple of $100. So I kind of feel like the Ring War stuff is probably out of certainly my price range, and I'd imagine a lot of people's price ranges, unless you get something from NXT. And you just don't tend to see a lot of that stuff up. Although, being honest, I have not looked in a while, and so we could have a look right now. I'm not ignoring your question, by the way. I really love the question, and I want to make sure I give an honest answer. I'll tell you what's in my head at the moment. It would probably be some trunks of Bruno Sammartino. Because I think Bruno, to me, is just so inspirational. I love him as a wrestler because he was legit. I mean, he was a big guy and he just looked tough. He looked like the toughest guy in the room, and I've got a lot of respect for that. You know, Bruno comes walking down the street. He's just a solid lump of a man. I mean, he was a power lifter, and I got a lot of respect for that. He was obviously loved by the people. I mean, can you imagine? I know it was a different time, I am aware, but could you imagine being 7 years into a title reign, being champion for 7 years, and you lose your belt, and they won't give the belt to the person because they are so worried that there's going to be a riot? Like, could you imagine being loved to that level and for that length of time? Like, it's crazy. When Ivan Koloff beat Bruno, they wouldn't give him the belt. They just told him to get out of the ring because the place was stunned into silence. They couldn't believe what they'd just seen, and there was genuine concern that there was going to be a riot. I mean, it's just mental, isn't it? That's how loved he was. And, you know, you're talking about, like, some feuds he was having with just some of the all-time greats. I mean, he feuded with the likes of Gorilla Monsoon. So, you know, he's feuding with him, and he was feuding with, like, Stan Hansen throughout the years, and just everyone, really. All those big names. If they came to the Northeast and they were a big name, they were probably getting a feud with Bruno. And so he really is like a proper old school throwback, legitimate, like, strongman, like, wrestler. But what I love about him as well is his backstory about how when he was a kid, he had to hide from the Nazis in the mountains. Like, the Nazis invaded his town in Italy, and so him and his family had to leave their village along with their neighbors, go up this mountain and hide from the Nazis in the mountain. And his mom used to have to come down the mountain every few days to try and see if she could get some food, grab some food without being spotted, and then try and get back up the mountain. And apparently there's this one bit that he says, I think it's in his book. He says that they get caught and they are about to be murdered by the Nazis. But they end up getting saved. I can't remember what saves them, but there's something that ends up saving them. But his story to go, I mean, he was ill as well at that point. He was really ill. He was a young boy who obviously had not got the food and stuff he needed. And he is very, very ill. And so his family decide to try and move to America to kind of start afresh. There's not really anything for them in Italy, following what's happened with World War II. And they move to America. He finds it hard. He gets bullied at school. He starts lifting, starts getting big, starts getting strong, finds his way into wrestling. I mean, his whole life story is just so inspirational. I think that to have his ring gear, that it would mean more than just having, say, Shawn Michaels earrings or something, like, because Bruno the wrestler, but more so Bruno the man, I just think is someone that you can really look up to. Don't forget as well, Bruno spoke out against Vince back in the late 80s and early 90s. He was going on TV shows saying that, you know, we know what's happening and all this kind of stuff, talking about steroids, talking about some of the rumors that were doing the rounds. Vince would turn around to him and be like, look, where's your proof? And, you know, there wasn't really much that Bruno could say to that. But, you know, Bruno was a man of principles, and he stood up to Vince. And obviously all the Vince stuff is still just allegations, but it just kind of shows you the kind of a man that I think Bruno is, or was. And, you know, I know that he did go into the Hall of Fame eventually. I know that a lot of time, a lot of water had gone under the bridge and whatever. And Triple H, like, managed to bring Bruno in and they made the statue for him. But I don't think anyone would hold that against him. I'm pleased that he's in the Hall of Fame. I'm pleased that they did the statue for him. I'm pleased that he did it at the time he did because he was alive to do it. If he had kind of gone in now that Vince is out the way, he wouldn't be here to actually have, you know, been a part of that process. So I want to just have a look at this because I do love going on to here. This is where I saw that Thea Hale thing. So this is, for those that don't know, let's go. Yeah, I see people talk about Bruno in the chat, and, you know, this is why I am not bothered about his record being beaten. A lot of people are like, oh, do you want to see his record get beat? I'm like, no, not really, because Bruno is such an inspirational person. I feel like, why just erase him? Because, you know, like, that's just one less thing to have for that generation. I mean, the 60s, WWF in the 60s, it's largely forgotten anyway. There's not much footage of it. And, you know, we don't really talk about the legends from that time. WWE are atrocious at shining a spotlight in their 60s periods. I mean, there's no documentaries. There's nothing. I mean, there is a Bruno documentary that focuses on him, but there's no documentary on that period of time, and there's very little stuff out there. So one thing we do know, and what we do have, is obviously Bruno's historic run, and I just think for that to get sort of replaced willy-nilly, I think it's, if you wanted someone to have the longest reign, I don't think it being the second champion ever that you had is a bad thing, to be honest. It would have been nice if it was the first champion, but obviously that was Buddy Rogers, and he only had it for a very short time. I think it was about 30 days Buddy Rogers had it. But that's a whole separate thing, and we're not going to get into that right now. I want to have a look at this. This is WWE Auction. So you can go to WWE Shop. At the top, it'll say Auction. If you click on that, then you get all these. Look at that. Dirty Dominic Mysterio signed. Oh, God, let's click on this. We'll have a look, see what we've got, what we're dealing with today. As we said, this is where we had Kevin Owens autographed event worn blue duct tape t-shirt. It was worn on SmackDown on October 13th, and it's got Kevin Owens, and it even said, I mean, that's pretty cool. At the moment, look, it's $605, but it's still got 6 days left. So that's, I've got to think that's going to be hitting 1,000 plus. But at the moment, 605, and apparently it was worn on SmackDown. I mean, if you are really into someone, if there is a wrestler, like, you know, just talking about Bruno there, but if there was a wrestler that you was really into, you might be able to find something special here. I mean, look, there's a Bray Wyatt Funko Pop that they're selling. Yeah, that I don't know. Obviously, it must have just been in their storage. Must have had a load signed before he passed. But $465. I think the good thing about buying it this way is, you know, it's going to be legit. They're not going to be putting up fake stuff here, so you can buy with confidence, you know. Shawn Michaels autographed European Championship belt, $600. But again, 7 days still to go, unfortunately. We've got Rhea Ripley Halloween Havoc belt thing. Event worn, so that was actually worn NXT Halloween Havoc, but even that, 9 days left, $405. See what I mean? Like, this is why Thea Hale's shirt that she wore on NXT for like $200, and there wasn't long left, was like, oh man, yeah, that's you know, I mean, that's doable. But, you know, these are quite expensive. This one, though, how long we 8 days. That's $240. Dominic Mysterio autographed event worn Monday night Mammy shirt. So that's just Dominic, is it? I don't know if Rhea. I don't know if they've got. Is it Dominic has signed it? Have other people signed it? What are these? That says SmackDown. I don't know what that says. That's Dominic. I think it's just Dominic, that one, actually. Stone Cold, that's pretty nice. Funko Pop 300. Cody Rhodes autographed frame thing, $260. Cody Rhodes Pittsburgh Penguins Payback 2023. So he's signed that, $305. Dakota Kai and Io Sky have signed this women's tag belt. Jimmy Uso event war Bloodline hat from SmackDown October 7th. A chair signed by, oh, that's pretty good, isn't it? Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, Finn Balor, Damian Priest. So you're getting Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn and the tag champs from the Judgment Day. They've signed a chair that was multi-signed, match-used, payback steel chair. And it says dorks on it as well. And it's got 9 days. That's at 285. I tell you what, though, it's not a bad item, is it? It was actually used in a match. It's a chair. It says match used chair. So it was used in the match, and it's signed by all the 4 participants. That's, that's pretty sick. Then you've got Theory signed belt here, signed by Lyra Valkyria. Original talent artwork. She's kind of done some artwork on it. What's she done to it? Has she done? Oh, yeah, that does look very her, actually. 24th of the 10th, 2023. So she's drawn like trees and everything. I mean, again, do you know what? Because of the extra stuff she's done to that, if she goes on to be like a Becky Lynch level star, that belt is going to be serious money. Because look at the amount of work she's put into that. There's like a tree over here. She's done the island flag, right? We've got a bird there. We've got that over here. There's some lovely details that she's put onto this thing. She easily could have just like signed it, but she has signed it anyway. But she's also written the name and done all that stuff. At the moment, it's 345. You would pay that for the belt anyway. It's up in 8 days. Can't tell you, man. If she goes on to be flipping Becky Lynch level, that is maybe not the worst investment. Uso's autograph, Selena Vega, Chanchia, or whatever it is. That flippity flop. AJ Styles, Finn Balor, Damian Priest, Alexa Bliss, and Liv Morgan. Huh? One for the simps. One for the stands. Get both of them there. Look. Damian Priest, Rey Mysterio, AJ Styles, Seth Rollins, Edge, Damian and Rick. That's pretty cool because that was the kind of origin of Judgment Day, wasn't it? So that's kind of... well, it started with Edge and Damian, and then Rhea eventually joined not long after. But that's pretty fun, all 3 of them. Seth Rollins, signed thing. Cactus Jack. It's pretty fun. Asuka. Oh, it's already at 405, man. It's already at 405. Charlotte Flair autograph thing. LA Knight, yeah. Oh, 7 days, 85. It's not event worn, though. It would say event worn, but $85. This is good. I like these. Multi-signed, stand and deliver. So I think everyone in it signs it. So you get tons of autographs on these. Carmelo and Braun and all of that stuff. Limited edition to 50, 174 bucks, but still 9 days left to go. We got Miz, we got Xia Li, Io Sky. Oh, what's that? Halloween Havoc 2023. Roxanne Perez, autographed, match used NXT Devil's Playground broken slide piece. That's great. I think we've seen this one before. So it's a piece of the slide from Halloween Havoc, from the Devil's Playground, that is signed by Roxanne Perez. I mean, if you're a Roxanne Perez fan, that has got to be pretty tempting. I mean, that is pretty out there. An actual piece from a match that you can show people on TV. Look, there's the slide. That's the bit that I've got. And then, like, it's signed and everything. That's nice, isn't it? The Paul Heyman thing. Oh, man, look, I'm just shopping, basically. Oh, what's that? Bayley autographed signature collage with pieces of Bayley buddies. When did they make that? Actual pieces of Bayley bud. That is mental. I didn't even know that existed. So you get Bayley's autograph and you get Pete. What? Oh my God, they decapitated the Bayley buddies and they put it into a frame. They framed up pieces of the Bayley buddies. That is insane. I did not know that they had even made this. I didn't even know this was a thing. It's kind of like I've got the Undertaker's Boneyard match and you get a bit of dirt from the actual Boneyard match in a capsule. It's like, this is just like that. I mean, it's one of those real random, I really love it though. Really random. Still 8 days left to go at 155. Oh man, could you imagine saying you actually own pieces of actual Bayley buddies? That's one of the most random things I've ever seen. And I've just seen a bit of a slide. Man, there's some goated stuff on here. Autographs, Wesley. And that's everything. So, oh, man. I didn't know it was going to be that fun, but it was pretty fun. So, yeah, it's always worth keeping an eye on that WWE auction. But as you can see, still lots of days left to go, and the prices can be quite high. Lucas said, I love the unseen videos. I'm excited to see the next one that you've got. Thank you, Lucas. I'm really pleased that you enjoy them, buds. I honestly just feel so blessed with those. We've always looked for a video series that can just support the streams, because obviously I love the streams and the streams are not going to go anywhere. But once we're kind of done streaming, it's always been, what do we do? Do we review the show? Well, I feel like lots of people reviewed the shows. Do we do, like, put out reaction videos? I feel like there's quite a lot of those around. It's always worth putting the odd one out, you know, it's just a little bit of a glimpse as to what we do. And also I think they can be quite fun standing on their own. But yeah, we're always trying to figure out for the longest time what to do. I mean, I was even doing reviews of like old shows. And obviously we tried doing the LOL videos, and they're not dead. But just, I hit a problem. I hit a problem, and it's going to take me a while to fix that problem. And because of unseen videos taking off and the opinion videos doing well as well, so a big thank you to people that have been checking those out. I've just got less time. I'm just getting less and less time. So I would love to get stuck into getting back to the LOL videos. I'd love to get stuck into like doing like old school, like real fun reviews. I always thought, and I still do think, that there is a big opportunity in going back and watching the old pay-per-views and basically reviewing / summing them up in like a minute. It's funny because at the moment I'm making like really long videos, but my dream is to actually make really short ones. I would really love to just make really short videos where it's like, here's what happened at SummerSlam. And I did do that. I have got them on the channel. Here's what happened at SummerSlam 1988 in 2 minutes. Here's what happened at SummerSlam 1990 in 2 minutes. Everything you need to know. The matches, the winners, who interfered, like where it was, blah, 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 blah. I love those videos. I would quite happily just keep churning them out, to be honest. But they I don't know, they just weren't really connecting. I can't quite figure out why, because I think there's a need for those. I think if you're new to wrestling and you can just very, very quickly catch up as to what's happened, I think there's a need for that. But I don't know, you know, you have to go with what people tune into, and I just feel like really thankful that people seem to really enjoy the unseen ones. So I'm really pleased you like them, and there'll be another one that follows NXT tonight. And thank you to everyone that keeps tagging me in stuff. I really appreciate that. I mean, the unseen videos wouldn't be anything if it weren't for your contributions. Steven said, how are you doing tonight? I'm doing all right. I'm doing better now that the internet is holding. We got absolutely smashed during the Wrestling Escape Pods, to the point where I think next week's episode, we may have to tape it. It really is going to depend how the internet's going to go. If the internet's going to continue, see, this is fine, but this is fine because I'm not streaming in someone. I get people going, oh, do you reckon you'll have people on the stream? And in the future, it's like, there's a couple of barriers to that, and probably the biggest one is my internet. But actually me sitting here talking in a microphone and streaming out, that tends to be acceptable. But like trying to bring Tommy in or trying to bring someone else in and then stream out as well, that's when we tend to hit some issues. So yeah, I would love to explore the Wrestling Escape Pod a little bit more. I think that there's nothing more distracting than trying to do an episode of that and the red lights flashing in the corner. Just cannot get stuck into any conversations because you know that basically what you're talking about is not being seen. So it's annoying. James said, Days, my friend, you've now lost the capability of doing short video. I know. I can't do it. I don't know what it is. I always think of something to add or something to say, or there's always something that's on my mind. Or it was like I was saying earlier when I do the unseen videos, there's a load of stuff that could be left out because there's stuff in there that's not unseen. But you see the images of, like, say, Andrade and his mask, which everyone saw on Raw. But when I'm, like, going through trying to figure out stuff to put in the unseen video, I can't help but just put these little extra bits in, like, oh, yeah, let's talk about that. That was sick. Like, oh, yeah, that was a good bit. Let's chuck that in as well. Like, those are the bits I need to leave out, really, to make the video short. I just can't do it. I just don't have a filter, man. I don't know what it is. I've got a sickness. Talkitis, that's what I've got. Which is probably a not bad thing if you want to do like YouTube and live streaming and do hours after hours after hours of streaming. That's probably no bad thing, but it is a bad thing if you want to do a 1 minute, 2 minute video, you know? That ship, I think you're right, has sadly sailed. Right, I do want to jump into the chat, but I also need to just find NXT. I do have WWE Network lined up, but it's not quite ready to rock and roll. Let me see if I can find it. NXT, what date is it? The 20th? 20th. Got it. Boom. Right. Kian said, Days, hope you are well. How's your day been? All right, to be honest. Haven't really done much. Stayed up till about 2 p.m. UK time so that I could do the opinions video. Then I went to bed, managed to get about 6-7 hours. Got up, started going through notifications, trying to catch up on what I'd missed. And then, honestly, it was time to get ready for the Wrestling Escape pod. So that's kind of been my day. And I couldn't speak loud during my predictions. I have dyslexia at NXT Let's Go. Kian, no worries, buds. I didn't get a chance to listen to them, so I couldn't tell you if you was quiet or loud. I don't know. I was like, as I said, when I got up, I was trying to catch up with what had gone on in wrestling news. As I was going through my notifications, I was sorting some of those for Unseen, and then by the time I got to setting up for the web, I downloaded the videos, put them into the stream, but didn't get a chance to watch them, so that's why I couldn't really provide much commentary to them. But I'm sure it was fine. I could see that it was, you know, peaking at an all right place, but to be honest, I was just hoping it wasn't going to crash. Anna said, I can't believe Adam Pearce did not step in on Jay's match. Nick Aldis would have. We should fire Adam. Jay Warrior, shout out to you. Thank you, my friends. Off Tom said, Fury versus Eddie Hall. Do you think this is a good idea? Which Fury? Tommy Fury or Tyson Fury? I don't think Tyson Fury. Tommy Fury, I think, would be very interesting, but not Tyson Fury. Eddie Hall lost, didn't he, to what's he called? The giant man, the one from Game of Thrones, which I've never watched, but I just know he was in it. The Icelandic man. They did the world's biggest boxing match, the two biggest guys ever to box, and I believe he lost that. So, granted, it was against someone that was an absolute mountain. That might have been his name, actually, the Mountain, but someone against, like, Tyson Fury with his skill, and, you know, he's going to be able to, like, hit him, get out the way, head movement. I mean, Eddie Hall wouldn't stand a chance. He wouldn't stand a chance. Tommy Fury would be interesting because Tommy's smaller than Tyson. So all of a sudden then does the size, how much, you know, at what point does the size of Eddie Hall become an issue? But I mean, Eddie's not going to have hand speed. He's not going to have movement. He's not going to have footwork. He's not. I mean, what's he going to bring? I mean, all he's going to bring is if he does hit a shot, which I've got to think compared to what Tyson's used to facing is going to be moving snail's pace. If he does hit Tyson, then maybe he could cause some problems. But Tyson's been hit by some of the biggest punchers in the world and managed to get back up. So I don't know. I'd be really struggling to see what Eddie Hall could do against Tyson Fury. Tommy Fury, as I said, he's younger. He's not as good of a boxer, obviously, and smaller as well. That could be a bit more interesting. Tommy Fury. So, off Tom, shout out to you. Nathan said, how long have you been doing how have you been doing? A video of the first WrestleMania and its importance since it's WrestleMania 40 and the anniversary of the first one. Well, do you know, I don't know if I've got one, actually. I don't know if I've ever uploaded one. What have I got? What have I got?
WrestleMania 1 is arguably the most important wrestling show of all time. Vince famously said that WWF could be in trouble if this show didn't succeed. Thankfully it did, but how good is it? WrestleMania starts with graphics showing the matchups. The network version has no voiceover and a different theme to the one that aired at the time. The original had Vince narrating over an instrumental version of Easy Lover. Inside MSG, we're greeted by Gorilla Monsoon, who is commentating alongside Jesse the Body Ventura. Mean Gene starts off the event by singing the Star Spangled Banner.
I mean, mate, I've got tons of stuff like that. That's just one that sat on my computer. I made like so many videos. Like, I've got so many that I've never uploaded. That's a recap of WrestleMania 1, which I could chuck up on the channel. But the only problem is, if you put a video like that up, you could put a video like that up, but what are you going to follow it up with? And so they could go up as a standalone thing. I think it's a really interesting video. It's one that I made months ago. I don't think it ever went on the channel. But then, do you know what? I could find tons of UFC content that's never gone on the channel. I've got like videos that break down Ronda Rousey's career, break down Anderson Silva's career, because I was going to do this whole series of UFC videos, and you know, they never ended up going onto the channel. I've still got about 13 LOL videos that didn't go on the channel. I've probably got about 5 review videos like that WrestleMania one that hasn't been on the channel. I reckon all in all, I've got an easy 50 videos that I've made that are just not on the channel, that have never been uploaded. Mental, innit? So it's a good shout, that is. Right, here is Shotzi. And here is Lyra Valkyria. But we're going over to the ring where we've got Lexis King and Oba Femi. These guys are already in there, so we're getting right stuck into the meat of it. Lexis King versus Oba Femi. Oba Femi getting his intro. So this is going to be for the North American Championship. And we're about to get underway. Let's turn that down. Kicks coming in there by, and again by Lexis. The Beach said, I am pretty pleased with what Lexis King has been doing, says The Beach Kevin. Nathan said, thanks for answering my question. No problems, my friends. Edward said, Days, I have merch. I would love to send you something to try out. I need personal details. I know that's not possible, but I can find another way. What merch have you got, Edward? Oba going against the ropes, picking up big back body drop to Lexis. I don't think anyone's giving Lexis much of a chance. I mean, I'm not. I think Oba's going to get this done quite comfortably, but it's going to be interesting to have a look at Lexis King. So, big back body drop there. Lexis King going over Oba Femi. Oba moving out the way. Double axe handle as Lexis King moves out the way. Kick coming in there by Lexis King. And another kick coming in as well. Lexis King backing up as there's a boot to the side of the head. Against the ropes goes Lexis King. He gets grabbed by Oba Femi, who drives Lexis by his throat over the top rope and to the outside. Austin 316, hello, by the way. I did notice you earlier. I hope you're doing well, my friends. Always a pleasure to have Austin 316 with us. Dare I say, controversially, a goat of the community. Into the ring post goes Oba Femi. And again, wrapping his arm around the ring post. Titan Cascade said Lexis King reminds me a lot of AJ Styles' body type and accent. I can see that. I feel there's a little Jericho in there also, but I can definitely see the AJ Styles comparison. Oba is struggling a little bit now as Lexis starts to take the lead. Oh, yeah, I did ask this question as well on the Wrestling Escape Pod, but because of our technical issues, I didn't get chance to see any answers. Does anyone know of any of the WWE video games where you can look at the moves and see exactly what they are? I really want to improve my, move knowledge because I sort of know, I don't want to say the majority, but I feel like I do. But I always find myself looking at moves going, is that or is that? And it's like, I always get caught in two minds as to what they are. So I was thinking, if I got a 2K game and then went to the move options, you can go down a list and it's like Frankensteiner. So you click on that and then it shows you the two wrestlers doing a Frankensteiner. I was thinking I could just spend half an hour a day just digging through that, just having a little look each day. What's half an hour? It's nothing, is it? But I reckon if you do that, I reckon it would improve your knowledge of the moves. And then you wouldn't be like, oh, is that such and such? 6 months' time, I'll basically be Excalibur, right? That's 6 months' time. But I bought 2K23, and it's got the moves, but you don't see them doing them. It just says press this and this if you want to do this move. And I was like, oh, that's not what I want at all. I don't want to know how to do the move in the game. I want to know, here's the move and this is what it looks like. William thinks 2010, 2011. Any 2K game. Nah, the 2023, I bought it the other day. I couldn't find it in 2023. The one in 2023, Oba's picked up the win, by the way. The one in 2023, that just had a list of moves. And when you clicked on it, it just told you the buttons to press. I couldn't see that bit. Perhaps 2023 is the only one that doesn't do it. Perhaps I could have had any other game in 2K's history, but that's just the one that doesn't do it. But right, yeah, it was a slam, a power bomb by Oba Femi that picked up the victory. I was surprised by that. Jobson said 5-minute match. I wanted more. Live for Trouble said 2K23 shows me. But maybe I'm going to the wrong bit then. The bit that I go to only shows you the buttons. Oh, I'd love it if it's on there because I've got that game. I bought it the other day for £9. Okay, we got Thea. Okay. Riley opened the car door. I can do it myself. We went to dinner. So she was on her phone. So Thea was not doing brilliant on a date by the sounds of it. Ariana Grace says you might have scared him away. I don't think it's too late for you. Okay, so I don't know what this is. Where are we going with this? It's all dating advice. She's your best friend. So what, is Ariana Grace and Jacy Jane about to get into a bit of a scuffle? Yeah. So Ariana Grace was trying to give Thea Hale a bit of dating advice, and it's ended up in kind of backfired, to be honest. Here's Bron Breakker and Baron Corbin. So I think Ariana Grace and Jacy Jane will probably be going up against each other. Right, what's happening on SmackDown? So on the eve of Elimination Chamber, it's taped, in it. LA Knight against Drew McIntyre. Is that it? That's a cheeky advert, man. So they show us The Rock and they show us Roman, and they're like SmackDown, and I was like, oh, are they going to be on it again this week, are they? But it just sort of was showing you footage from last week, and then they said Drew McIntyre, LA Knight, and that was it, really. Thank you. Weird little backstage segment. Now, I don't mind it because it's a bit of character development, so I don't mind it, but I don't know, it wasn't really getting anywhere. It was just kind of Thea saying about how awkward she'd been on a date, and then Ariana Grace giving us some advice, JC not thinking it was very good, and then we start a little bit of friction. It is what it is. Got any Nick said, if you click the tab with the picture of Kofi King... Oh my god, I'm going to write this down. Oh my god. Is this on 2K23? Right. Click the tab with Kofi. Yes. Where is it there? On the main menu, you see two characters do the moves with the names. Oh my god. On the main menu. I wonder if I can open it. I might be asking a bit too much of my computer, but I think my computer's okay. I hope that the game doesn't use any... Oh man, that'll be so goated. That'll be so goated. I'm opening it. I'm opening it. Let's go. Oh, I don't want to get caught with any stupid copyrights. This is a decent PC in all fairness, so it should be able to cope with such things. Oh, imagine that. We start doing gaming streams. Oh my god. It's happening, guys. I've become a gamer. I don't have a controller set up. That's the only problem. Is that a problem? And also, it doesn't seem to want to show the image. Game capture. Is it that? Capture a window. No. 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 Oh, it's doing something. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Guys. Oh my god. We got game footage. Oh, I'm a gamer. Oh my god, I'm a gamer. It's happening, guys. It's happening. Ah! Oh, do you know what? When the shows get boring, can I just sit here and play games? Oh my god. Oh, what a development. This is a brand new age for the channel. Hey, look, I got one of those Luna controllers. No, they're not very good. Let's see if this will connect. There's no sound, is there? No, that's good. I don't want to be getting done, you know. How do you connect the controller? How do you connect? Anyone know how you connect the controller? Guys, shut up! I'm like the best gamer on the internet. Once I've figured out how to connect this controller, mate, Donkey Ops is in big trouble. I am Oh, okay, we're going back. Here's Lyra and Tatum. You came to my aid last week. Oh, I don't know how you connect it. Where's my phone gone? Oh, it's upstairs. Oh. We're just going to have to watch this screen, aren't we? Okay, so Lyra says, I need you to stay away from my match later. Can you stay back here? Okay, she says, if you can do that, I've got a special surprise for you. So Lyra is going to be going for her match, and Tatum is going to stay backstage. Oh, we didn't even do the poll. Oh my god, I'm all over the road. I'm trying to get this to connect. Won't connect. I need to do a poll. I love Roxanne. Right. Match score. So, what did you think of that Lexis King Oba Femi match? Because we're meant to be reviewing all these matches. And so far, we've done well this year. We have reviewed them all. Okay, so Lexis versus Oba was our first match. Right now, we've got the Wolf Dogs making their way down to the ring. Yeah, they've got the tag titles over their shoulders because, of course, they won those belts last week. Burn the ships. Crowd are chanting, you deserve it. Dace, can I offer some advice? No need, mate. No need. If it's about gaming, don't need it. Can I offer advice? Just Google a list of moves with a video representation. Yeah, but I can't skip to what I want then, can I? Google a list of moves with video representation. Is that a thing? Do those videos exist? And have they got timestamps? Okay, so Baron Corbin talking about hitting end of days. Ron says he hit the spear. So that's Spear of Days. There was rumors of this name, you know, Spear of Days. I think it's rubbish. Crowd like it, though. Crowd are chanting it. Spear of Days. Sounds like my spear. Crowd are chanting it, though. Spear of Days. Spear of Days. Okay, here comes Chase U. So Andre Chase and Duke Hudson making their way down. I thought Elia was going to come out, said Brony. Play the game, don't listen to the simps. Mate, once I get this controller connected, we are so away. It says press the one on the center left, the left thumbstick and the lunar button. Huh? Press and hold the action, the one on the center left, right, and B button. Oh, I wasn't doing that. Okay, but it's not doing anything. So you see a blinking white light. Teachable moment. That's not working at all. Okay, so we've got Chase U there stepping up to the Spear of Days. Burn the ships. I'm pulling for Lexis King to do well, says William. Hate poisons you. It's best to tell people what you think and let it go. Spear of Days, isn't that his penis? That is what I call my penis, yes. Here's Nathan Frazier and Axiom. So they've made their way out. They want their opportunity. Oh my God, something happened. Something has happened. If anyone deserves this chance, it's us. Where am I going? Kofi. I haven't got Kofi. You told me to go to Kofi. Do I? Oh, there's Kofi. So what did I do on Kofi? Please do a pilot wing stream. Select Kofi. I feel like I went here before. Yeah, and now you get all these superstars. What do you do now? What do you do now? Oh, we can't have Brock Lesnar. Oh, Dakota Kai. See what I mean? It's not very easy, is it? I just want the moves. Here's Ava, by the way. I can see very deserving tag teams in front of me. So she wants to do Nathan and Axiom against Chase U to determine the #1 contenders. And that match is tonight. So Chase U against Nathan and Axiom. History in the making. Click on one of them. Yeah, well, if you click on one, then you get moves, right? So you click on moves, and then it says, look, standing ground. Oh, here's Roxanne. Irish whip. And then I don't think I was... I go there. Hang on. Roxanne's getting quite animated. The only person you can make happy round here is yourself. Shotzi and Lyra. I'll be watching yours. Yeah, do you know what? I really love this fired up Roxanne. I love this Roxanne. Right, look, we've made progress. We've made progress. Here, it's not like a list. I don't even know if you can really see it. How do I make that bigger? There we go. So, like, you can go down and you can select... Oh. Oh, it won't do anything now. I'm the best gamer, man. It won't do anything now. My buttons aren't working. Why is that a thing? Why is that a thing? Why has that happened? Oh, my God. Okay, well, look, progress has been made. It's not like the long list of moves that I was looking for. You have to kind of go into like finisher, dive in, break it all down, all that kind of stuff. Before, I remember it being like a long list of like different things. Oh, this is so annoying. Why is this not working? Guys, I'm the best gamer, but I just don't want to do it right now. But yes, that is, if you click on it again, you do then see the move. So I just wasn't clicking on it enough. So I really appreciate that. I will explore this, but I want to know why it's, maybe it's this. I don't think this is a very good controller. I got it from Amazon and it's meant to be quite good, but there's clearly issues. I think people said that the Xbox controller's like the best one to use. Yeah, look, it says it's connected. It says it's connected, 95% charged. It's connected. It was literally just working, and now it's not doing anything. Oh, it's back again. What's going on? What's this about? And now it's gone again. Is it not receiving it or something? What's going on? Am I asking a bit too much of my computer, do you reckon? Is that what I'm doing? I just took that off. And then it worked. Oh, I'm the best gamer. It's just my equipment is letting me down, that's all. Right, we are at commercial break, by the way. How do I get rid of this now? If I press escape, will that get rid of the stream? Oh. Imagine watching Days play Dark Souls or Elden Ring. Imagine watching Days trying to load up Dark Souls or Elden Ring. Mate, I don't know if you've noticed. It's just took me about 20 minutes just to connect the controller. One day, everyone named William... where did that go? Oh, and somehow I will stick out amongst those Williams, says William. Press finisher, then in ring, you'll edit and get the list. Yeah, the controller won't move at all. It just won't. It says it's connected. I've got like a white light at the top. It's got 95% battery, but it ain't moving the thing. Defcon said, Days, quick fig review for me. Roxanne Perez fig, 8 out of 10. Oh, you like it? I've seen images. Look very, very good. I wonder if it's something to do with the fact I've got split screen. Oh, do you reckon it's that? Do you reckon it's because I've got a split screen? I bet it is, you know. I bet it is. Yeah. Ah, I worked it out. I worked it out. It's because I've got two screens. So I'm using one PC, but I've got two monitors connected. I'm looking at you lot on the one monitor. I've got the game on the other monitor. So the computer doesn't know what I want to control. I've worked it out. Oh, this is the best. We're back gaming. So look, you go like, say, finisher. You go... This doesn't seem like loads of moves, though, does it? Do you know what I mean? Although, should we have a look at rolling fireman's carry? Rolling fireman's carry. Oh, wasn't expecting that. To the outside. Do it again. Picks him up. Goes over. See you later. Boom. Clothesline. Slingshot net breaker. Ooh, yeah, man. This is what I wanted. I wanted to be looking at... But there doesn't seem to be loads of moves. I mean, I suppose if you was to, like, go into all of these... what have we got here? Double act. Toss into eye rakes, snake eyes. Oh, it does go down a little bit. Clothesline. Snake eyes. That's where they drop them in the top turnbuckle. Boom. Eye rake. We know what that is. Yes, this is what I wanted. Brilliant. Thank you. Thank you, chats. You've made me a very happy boy. And, mate, gaming streams are so here now. Now that I've come to realise that it's that simple to get gaming footage. First of all, apparently my PC is strong enough to stream and have a game running. Who knew? Second of all, I now know how to connect the controller, right? And we've now got the game. We've got a game. We bought a game. It only cost me £9. Amazing. I am going to quit that though. This stream will go down in history. I hope you know that. I hope you all know what you've witnessed. It might not have been exciting. It might not have been good. It might not have been entertaining. But I would argue it's still the best thing on this channel. Right, we are underway with our second match. This is Roxanne Perez taking on Wren Sinclair. I've got to tell you, man, a little cheeky stream. I don't know. It's got the old juices flowing. Got the old juices flowing. Let's end that first. But she loves this one long leg, one short leg thing, doesn't she, Wren? I don't really get it, to be honest. Gaming days. It's on the way, says Bembo. I know, mate. And you lot all witnessed the birth of it. 17, 13, and 6. Okay, we've got the results for that. Right, we are back into the ring. Roxanne going over, grabbing Wren Sinclair. It's been a lot of kind of out of the ring segments. We had our first match, which was quite short. Then we had that little backstage thing with Thea Hale. Then we did the in-ring thing with the Spear of Days. And then we, with the match being made to figure out their next contenders. Then we just had that little backstage interview with Roxanne. And now here we are with our second match. Roxanne taking on Wren Sinclair. High hopes for Wren Sinclair, of course. But Roxanne is grabbing a hold of Wren. Yeah, I've been to that part of that game before. But I clicked on the button and then it brought up that menu that said, here's the move, here's how you do it. I didn't realize if you clicked again, it then showed it to you. So I'm very pleased that that is in that game. I just hope that all those categories have got all the kind of things that I'm looking for. I don't really know what I'm looking for. It's just some of those moves that you just don't see like that often. It would be nice to go, oh yeah, right, that's what that is. Like a blockbuster, like a sliced bread, you know, that kind of stuff. Big boot coming in there by Wren Sinclair. William said, let's not get carried away. He's only just learned how to use the cursor. Dude, I'm the best gamer. I'm just like Mr. Disrespect. Grabs the leg of Roxanne and slams Roxanne down. Right, front face lock, picking her up, looking for a suplex. Can't quite get it. Roxanne getting back on her feet, looking... Oof. Thought she was going for a net breaker. Roxy is good in the ring, said Intoxicated Drums. Roxanne is winning, said WWE AEW fan. Matthew said, have you got a PS5 or an Xbox? I don't have either. Wren taps. Crossface wins it for Roxanne. Yeah, no, I don't have a PS5. I don't have an Xbox. I'm not a gamer. I've never claimed to be a gamer. I do love old retro games if ever I get a chance to watch them. I think that's probably more because I didn't have lots of games when I was growing up, so there's a lot that I can go back and play now. There's a lot that I think I missed out on. So I've got like I've got a little handheld thing that's got like all the Mega Drive games and whatnot on. I just never get a chance to play that either. But if I was going to reach for something, I would reach for that. But that you just saw was on Steam, so it's on this computer. Ah, Brooks Jensen, let's go! I love this guy. I love his gimmick. Next, coming up next. Right, so Wren against Roxanne, short, to the point. But coming up, we're going to have Brooks Jensen taking on Josh Briggs. Just got an advert right now for Elimination Chamber. Coming up this weekend. James said, I've been telling you for ages how good Roxy is, says James. Vince said Roxy is not going to do well as a heel. Rock at Zero said, ready for the historic run days next season. Up, up, down, down. As the jobber. James said, you missed the Vistry vignette. Is it a new one? Was it a different one? Let's have a look and see what's being said. On that front, I'm thinking Tamatonga is my latest one now. I've changed my mind on that a million times, but Tamatonga is where I am with that. Men deny their truth. Let's have a look at this. Is there a sound for it? Men deny their truth. I will be a mirror to it. And then a broken mirror. Ooh, could the broken mirror mean anything? Broken mirror? So this is from WWE. Men deny their truth. I will be a mirror to it. I know a lot of people think there's something in that. I don't know. I just think it's the effect. But that's interesting that we get like broken glass. Oh my god, it's Stone Cold. Dun-dun, dun-dun, dun-dun. Dun-dun, dun-dun, dun-dun. I mean, there's nothing. I don't think there's anything there, is there? I feel like I can see something that hits it, but what are those two beams that are shooting out? Wonder what hit it. Wonder what hit it to break the glass. Yeah, I don't know. Was there? It goes on a little bit. Was there a noise or anything? Oh, I've got the sound. Oh, okay. Oh, spooky sound. Not really much to it, is there really? Well, not that I can decipher. It's that brand new up and coming wrestler, Stone Cold. Thursday, 11 p.m. Eastern. So that is 4 in the morning, UK time, on Friday. It's a bit late, isn't it? 4 in the morning. 11 p.m. Eastern. That's a bit late. Could have done that at a better time. But, yeah, we'll look to do that on Thursday night. Right, here is Lash. Jakara. Noam. Oro. Here comes No Quarter Catch Crew. Shut up, Charlie, you're boring. Not interested in your history lesson. Noam says, who am I fighting? The catch clause is you'll find out your opponent once we're all in the ring. So he's going to have a match, but he doesn't know who against yet. Right, here we go. Yeah, man, here we go. I'm so excited for this. Come on, Brooks Jensen. I really want him to have some merch. Here is Josh Briggs. All right. 10, 74, 4, and 11. Okay, so Briggs making his way down. So these two used to be in a tag team and they split up, of course. And Brooks Jensen's been struggling a bit. Josh Briggs looking at the entranceway. I think this is Journey, is it? Dun 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 dun. He's coming out in jeans. He's not coming out in his I think that is Journey. He's not wearing his trunks. Are they telling a story where he's gonna slowly move over to his new gimmick? They've got him wrestling in jeans, but he doesn't wrestle in jeans on NXT Level Up. He wrestles in like just blue trunks, and he looks like real throwback. They've got him in cowboy boots as well. Maybe this is a week where we introduce his theme, and then like we kind of like progress from there. Oh, this isn't what I wanted. I wanted the full kind of throwback vibe. Perhaps the plan is that he loses and he knows that he needs to change. And then like we... Oh, this is what I wanted. Kick coming in there by Briggs. Brooks Jensen throwing in some shots. It should still be a good match, though, as he hits a bulldog. Drop kick. Briggs goes down. Brooks Jensen standing over. Briggs goes through the ropes to the outside. And he's getting back up to his feet. Song sounds like a montage from Rocky IV, said Wrestle with Andy. Yeah, it's... I don't know if it is an actual track, but I saw people talking about, like, Journey. So I don't know if they've actually got it licensed from Journey. I remember listening to it on NXT Level Up and thinking, oh, man, that's so good. That's so 80s. It's so throwback. And then everyone was talking about, like, Journey. Maybe they were saying it sounded like Journey. Goes out the ring. Brock is being erased, said Alka Meltzer. Edward said, I've got jumpers, cups, beanies, t-shirts. Oh my god. What have you put on them? Just your name? Is it for your YouTube channel or your boxing or what is it? Shots coming in by... wow, they're brawling in the crowds. Kicks coming in. It's EB, stay positive. I want to spread positivity. Oh. Right, there we go. We go to commercial break. James said Roman is the true taker-conqueror now. Yeah, if you erase Brock, then it is Roman, isn't it? Crazy, isn't it? Crazy. It screams 80s for sure, says K-Dub. It's EB, stay positive. I will send you a tweet. Brooke Jensen, the son of Bull Buchanan. Yeah, we found that out the other week. I think it was Trini, was it, that pointed it out. I was too busy looking at his mom. Will you stroke my hair and tell me a story, says William. No, I'm thinking about playing that game. That's what I'm... I'm sitting here going, oh, man. I didn't know you could see the moves. I just want to get stuck into that. I'm very excited to have a little look at that. I'm very excited. Games are so long, aren't they? Do you know, if you could, like, play a game and complete it in an hour, I'd be down for... Imagine a wrestling game you could, like, complete in an hour. I'd be like, I'd do that. I'd give that a go. Stream for it. If it takes an hour to complete, it's going to take me at least 5. But sit down and try and complete a game in a stream. You know, that could be fun. But some games are so big, there's whole channels just dedicated to them, you know? Like Minecraft, you never complete that. You probably could never complete, like, 2K23 or whatever. I suppose you could win all the titles and complete the career mode. But, I don't know. I was thinking more Sonic. I've never completed Sonic. Is there a market for trying to complete 1980s video games? I'd imagine that it's probably been done by now. Right, we are at commercial break. We've got a 2-year gap without a Royal Rumble between 03-04. Oh, what's this? Vengeance Day. We've had that. Happy Vengeance Day to you. Watch anytime. Oh, I was like, why are we promoting this? Watch anytime, streaming now on the WWE Network. Break it down. I've tweeted it to you. Thank you. Matthew said, have you watched Nail's recent video? He may have been telling the truth. I haven't, to be honest. I haven't seen it. I did watch, or I did see a clip from it. I would watch it. I would watch it. I suppose it does cast some doubt on all of that now, you know, but... Right, we are underway. Josh Briggs and Brooks Jensen battling away. We are 46 minutes into this week's NXT. Shots coming into the midsection there by Brooks Jensen and delivers an enziguri. Josh Briggs goes down to his knee, but getting back up. Crowd are quite quiet for this. That math ain't mathing. You should try and pass Aladdin or Lion King, or just get past level 4 in Lion King, said Justin. Well, I would ideally like, if I was going to do something, to have it obviously be wrestling related. I'll tell you one game I did do on the channel, and that was Steel Cage Challenge. We actually, I think, completed that game in a relatively short space of time, which is funny because I used to have it as a kid and I never completed it as a kid. But we played it on the channel years ago now, and we did actually complete it. It's really fun. You could, in America, get a plug and play for Steel Cage Challenge. So you just plug it into the back of your TV. You've got the controller and the game was built in. So you could just play that one game. You couldn't load any others. You might have been able to have modded it, but you couldn't load any others. That's right in my wheelhouse. That is right in my wheelhouse. If they had a plug and play for Here Comes the Pain, you know, or a plug and play for No Mercy or something, that would be sick, wouldn't it? I think everyone wants a mini kind of N64 with like games built into it. Oh man, that would be so good. It's funny because, I mean, like, you can get those games anyway and you can emulate them and have them on your phone and whatever, but it's not the same, is it, as having the controller? Big shot coming in there by Brooks Jensen. Briggs a little bit rocked. Online gaming with Gaming Worlds played servers with people around the world. I don't think anyone would watch you play Pong. I wasn't going to go that far back. Shots coming in by Brooks Jensen. Briggs against the ropes. They do have plug-and-play arcade game packs. K-Dub said No Mercy was the best. Down goes Brooks Jensen with a drop kick, looking good. He's all kinds of fired up. He's going back to the corner, climbing up. He's perched up top and missile drop kick. Goes for the cover, 2. And shoulder up there. That was a very interesting pin. Kind of was cradling the head. He is just watching so much old school wrestling, though. He's probably taking bits from the past, you know. Mitchell, shout out to you. Days, you would probably have a blast with WrestleQuest. It's an 80s wrestling RPG. Oh, yeah. I probably would, actually. Isn't an RPG like Final Fantasy? WrestleQuest. Shoulder up. Oh, it's only £10. That's all right. We can deal with that. 50% off at the moment. Did you know that? WrestleQuest. Tag team with Destiny, Pro Wrestling, and RPG fantasy collide in the ultimate pixel-powered adventure. This looks all right. I never needed you. Watch me shine now. Watch me shine now. Watch me shine now. I never needed you at all. Hey, this is it. Look. Spinning heel kick by Brooks. Nice suplex. 2. Oh, kick out by Josh Briggs. Yeah, this is it. And it's $10.99. Very positive reviews. Have we got some screenshots? Look at this. It's a bit random, isn't it? How did they get the rights to the Macho Man? Jake the Snake? What the flip is this game? What is this game? I think you're right. I think I would have a bit of fun with that. It's a role-playing game. It's like Final Fantasy. How random. I've never even heard of it. Briggs going against the ropes. Big clothesline. Brooks Jensen goes down, and that might put him away. 2, 3, and it does. Oh. He grabs him and he embraces him. These two really laying it in with each other. So let's get the poll up for that. What did you score that match? Quite hard hitting, but the crowd was sat on their hands, to be honest. I was also slightly distracted by RPGs. Goods, okay. Bad. So, Briggs on the outside, looking in the ring as Brooks Jensen's down. His arms jittering a little bit. Brothers fight, but brothers also reunite. I'm gonna look forward to the next step in his development. Right, here's Joe Gacy. He's still in that straight jacket. He's looking around. Dijak. There's no decency in you. This train is on a never-ending track. Instruments of peace. I've got many instruments of peace. He clearly means torture. Oh, he's got him in some sort of weird room. What are we doing with Joe Gacy, man? Crucifino is Gacy's attorney, is he? The world doesn't work the way that you want it to. This feels like some out of a movie, man. He violated my law. This could be something out of like the Batman universe. It is like Batman and Joker in it. He violated my law. The universe doesn't work that way. It's all very big, powerful lines. Right, we're in the barber shop next. The chop shop as with Carmelo Hayes. So getting your thoughts about Briggs and Jensen. Matthew said, did you go to One Night Stand at the NEC in 97? I didn't, unfortunately. I didn't. I don't know why, to be honest. I don't know why. I really don't know why. I don't know if it... I don't know why. I can't give you the answer to that. I was at the NEC in 94 and 95. I think, to be honest, by the time I'm getting to 97, it's kind of a important time in my life. So, you know, there's like exams and there's things happening, and I think it was probably to do with something like that. But no, I didn't. I watched it, of course. I'd love to have been there, but no, I wasn't. Days, you called it yesterday. Jimmy confronting Jay. I believe you now, says Amin. I can't really gloat too much about that. I think most people called that. That was definitely out of the obvious draw. But yeah, I don't, you know, I feel like this weekend's super predictable as well. But as we were just saying on the Wrestling Escape pod, I'd love to like be throwing out some stuff out there that's like, oh, this could happen, that could happen. I just don't see anyone but Becky winning the Chamber. If Liv does, it'll be a shock. I can't see anyone but Drew winning the Chamber. Even if Randy does, it'll be a shock. The only thing I'm wondering is if we do get like that shock surprise title match. But I mean, even that's far from guaranteed, of course. I mean, we've pivoted already a few times. I mean, word on the street is that Jade was going to be in that Battle Royal, and they've decided to not have her in that Battle Royal. And obviously, we already know about Rock Roman and how we're not doing that now. So, I don't know. It's hard to know. But I think the winners of the matches this weekend feel quite predictable. And to be honest, I think that's hurting the show. There's not too much buzz around Elimination Chamber. I'm not getting loads of people getting in touch with me like, oh my God, what do you think's going to happen with this? What do you think's going to happen? I'm not getting that. I feel like most people are just like, yeah, this is going to happen, that's going to happen. Kind of get that vibe from it, you know? Add in the fact that it's at the time it's at. And I think my American friends are a bit like, oh, so some are like up for it, and they're like, yeah, I'm going to get up and, you know, all this. Some are like, oh, I might skip this one. So I don't know. I don't know what to expect from this weekend. All I know is that we will be here. We will be live. We will be live hours before the show starts, as per usual. And should be good. I mean, it's a premium live event. We only get, 12 a year? So, and we've already had one with the Rumble. So we'll see. And it's in Australia. I'm sure Australia's going to show up, represent, make some noise. And they did say there would be twists and turns. This is the last big pay-per-view before WrestleMania. So if you're going to do any twists and turns, this would be a good show to do a twist or a turn on. So let's see what they've got up their sleeves. Let's see if they've got something interesting up their sleeves. Install RetroArch. It's got WWE Attitude, No Mercy Warzone, WrestleMania, all for N64. Oh, I mean, that's interesting. To be honest, don't know enough about games to know what you get in trouble for. I've heard that Nintendo, like, kill you. You get murdered. Like, someone comes around your house and bumps you off if you do anything with Nintendo. So, I don't want to go on the wrong side of things. Days, problem is you can't really erase someone from the company. The match is intertwined with other wrestlers. Oh, that's absolutely true. No, I completely agree. I don't think It's difficult, isn't it? I was going to say I don't think people should be erased, but yeah, I don't think I'm going to stand by that. I don't think people should be erased. I think everything should be left as it was. Everything. Because if it happened, it happened. And I don't think, like, it's wise to erase the bad things. I think it's wise to put a little message before and give people the option to skip. There should be a way of watching shows without certain people if you want to do that. We might have to look at that in the future. We might have to look at that. But with the way technology is going now, it would be no problem whatsoever. You could do it today to put a little filter in and say, I want to watch this show, but I don't want to see Vince. I want you to leave Vince out. I mean, you could do that now. Because all of the segments are labeled on the network. So all the system has to do is just see if Vince's name is in that segment. If it is, chop it off. It will interrupt the flow of matches and flow of stories. But if it really is a problem for you, you should have the ability to do that. But I think that for those people that can watch a show in its entirety with Benoit or Vince or whoever, right? I think that option should be there for them to be able to watch it all as well. So I think rather than erasing it for everyone, you should have the option to erase it for yourself if you so want to, you know? Because I do understand there's people that's a barrier for some people, you know? They don't want to support that. They don't want to watch that. They don't want to be thinking about that. I can't watch Benoit without thinking about what happens. I can't do it. And I'm sure I'm not alone. I cannot watch him without... I can't enjoy when he does something. I can't even get lost and be rooting for him and cheering for him, knowing what happened. It does affect your enjoyment of things, you know. But you're right. I mean, you can't completely erase them because then you're going to have whole shows, whole storylines, other people's careers that just don't make sense. But for some people, that will be fine for them. They will happily do that because to them it's more important that they don't see Vince. To them it's more important that they don't see Benoit. And so if the storyline just doesn't make any sense or whatever, fine, I can deal with it. I know why, and I know it was my choice. So I think that's how I would approach it. That's what I would look to do, but you know, each to their own. You can understand Peacock wanting to go a different way. Here is Ariana Grace then. She's making her way down. We just had a little video package on Carmelo Hayes, but it was nothing more than a video package. Ariana Grace coming down. She's going to be facing Jacy Jayne, I believe, after their little confrontation earlier. Ariana Grace versus Jacy Jayne. Do you know something that's a real problem for me? And I don't really ever mention it, but it's not a massive problem. But since NXT has gone onto the network, I keep getting moments where the quality of the stream really falls away. I mean, it goes from being 1080p to like 240p. Like, it is blurry. It's not sharp. Like, you can make out who the people are, but it's really, I'd say it's borderline not watchable. And then there are also times where the stream will freeze. Now, that very much could be my internet issues, right? But I don't know. It doesn't really make much sense, to be honest, because I don't get those issues. I get them every week with NXT at some point, and I don't get them with anything else. I know we have internet problems, but like this stream, for example, since I flipped over to the other router, it's been holding, but I've still been getting issues with this. My concern is that if that's going to happen with Netflix. I would hope not. I would hope that it's just the network is just a bit rubbish. I'd hope that whatever the structure is, the infrastructure is for the WWE network, I'd hope it's just probably out of date by about 8 years, and that Netflix is going to be a lot more reliable. But that is a little concern that I've got. Sometimes I can't really get into certain little segments or whatever because I'm having to refresh the stream. It's really annoying. Jacy Jane against Ariana Grace. You'll have to let me know if anyone else has that issue. It's more in the UK, isn't it? I know in America you've still got it on the USA Network, so you're not really affected. It's just all part of the struggle that is my life, to be honest. Right, Ariana Grace then taking on Jacy Jane. I really don't know what's happened with NXT, to be honest. I mean, this feels like another episode that's just sort of here. Maybe I'm part of that trouble. Maybe I'm like, you know, I get distracted with games and whatnot. But I do look at the crowds, and the crowd are just all a bit quiet and just all a bit... Jacy jumping out the ring, and again, if we look at the scores, we know that you lot, the way you've been scoring the shows, the NXTs of this year have been right down towards the bottom compared to Raw, compared to SmackDown. Does feel like it's in a little lull at the moment, a little sleep. It's having a little snooze. We're doing a few things. We're showing off a few people. Maybe we're just building for the future, but it's a weird time to do it during WrestleMania season. You'd think they'd want a red hot, like, you know, stories and red hot stuff going on right now. Maybe part of it is that they've lost a few people as well, you know? There's a few people, like Tiffany Stratton's gone now. Obviously, the Creed brothers got called up. Dragon Lee, not around. We haven't lost loads, though. It's not like we've lost tons of people. Kick out by Ariana Grace. She gets back up to her feet, goes over into the corner. Jacy Jane looking to come over. They did a double taping. Yeah, you're right. That's probably playing a part. But I have noticed this in, like, recent weeks as well. Like, the quality of the show not being where it has been. But you are right. The fact that they've been sitting through a double taping probably is playing a part here for this one. Thea is trying to learn from Jacy, said A. Jobson, but Thea is a bad heel. She's still too nice. Steven said NXT's been a bit boring. Over the top rope to the outsides. Jacy trying to go to the outside and go after Ariana. We are into the second hour. NXT was in a great place when Becky was champ. It does feel a little bit dull. Well, I'm not trying to be down on NXT. I mean, I really enjoy NXT, and I think there's some great talent in NXT, and I'm excited for where Brooks Jensen is going. I think some of the... that's interesting. Don't know her name. Is it Jasmine, did they say? But she just hits Ariana Grace whilst the ref was distracted. Jacy's got the win. Thea doesn't really like that. That could be an interesting story. Thea not really appreciating the strategy here. She's been pushed to the side as well by this girl. Jasmine Nix. I don't know her name. Jasmine. Well, they're making it very obvious that Thea's being pushed out, aren't they? Those two couldn't have been closer together with Thea in the background if they tried. The Riz! Let's go, man. Love the Riz. Yeah, sit down. She's so good at that accent. She's so good at that accent. Did you see Stacks having a go at people that don't put carts back? It was in the last Unseen video. He goes off, man. He's in his car just ranting away. It's so funny. I lost track of the bigger picture, says Tony. What are we doing? We're the D'Angelo family. We do this thing my way. Tony's gonna lead the family now. It's time for me to really be the Don of NXT. So is he going for that NXT championship then? That was okay. That was interesting. That was interesting. Right, here's Chase U. They're coming out. They're asking Jacy, what was that about? Thea doesn't look pleased. You alright? Andre Chase is like, you alright? And she's like, Is she thinking of going back with Chase U? She's a bit conflicted. Oh, Riley's there. Okay, so Riley, Duke, Andre Chase getting into the ring. So Chase U are going to be taking on Nathan Frazier and Axiom. Winners will get a shot at Spear of Days. The name of my penis. Amin said, did you hear that Matt Camp was released? I did, yeah. I must admit, I never watched The Bump. I don't know why, to be honest. I didn't really have anything against any of the presenters or anything. I remember watching the first one when they were like trying to find their feet, and it wasn't quite to my taste. And I just think I never got in the habit of kind of getting back into it, you know? I tend to see clips from it, but I don't really ever sit down and like watch it, you know, like we sit down and we watch Raw each week, we watch SmackDown, we watch NXT. I never do that with The Bump. I always just tend to see highlights, but from when, you know, whenever I saw of him, he was good. I thought he did a good job. So yeah, shame, real shame. I don't know why. Random, isn't it? He gets released sort of on his own, just randomly. Random. And that Mackenzie Mitchell got released on her own. That was random. There's just some random stuff that sort of went down, you know, recently with the presenters. It's kind of like, I wouldn't be surprised if in a few weeks' time another presenter gets just randomly released out of nowhere for no reason, or seemingly no reason. Don't really know what's happened or why that's happened. Don't know why Mackenzie got released. Don't know why he got released. I don't know. Mitchell said the family would have been amazing in the Attitude Era. That's true. That's true. There was a lot of factions, weren't there, around that time, so they would have fitted in very well. A. Jobson said that match was, but it sets up potentially Thea and Jacy down the line, as Thea doesn't want to be a heel. Gringo said it's hard enough to keep up with Raw, SmackDown, and NXT. That's true. There is a lot to keep up with. That is true. I always find as well that there's not really much, like, I think they could make The Bump a bit more must-see, you know? It could be that, like, you tune into The Bump to find out, you know, I don't know, you can't really tune into The Bump to find out the main event of SmackDown, because you kind of have to advertise that on Raw, don't you? They always do that on Raw, so I don't know what you would do on The Bump to make it must-see, but there must be something that you could do where it's like, oh, yeah, Bump this week, have you heard? We're getting such and such. Maybe they could bring some legends on to, like, talk about the past. Oh, The Bump this week has got, I don't know. I was going to say Lex Luger, but I think he went on, actually. But I think the questions he gets asked are all really softball questions, you know? Obviously, they're not going to be getting any juice because they don't want to be, you know, creating any bad PR. But then you kind of go, oh, what can you do with them then if you're going to bring the legends on? You're just going to throw in little softball questions. Did you enjoy your time in WWE? Yeah, I did, thank you. Did you like fighting for the title? Yeah, oh yeah, that was fun. I mean, they are competing against, you know, the Chris Van Vliets of the world, who is, like, you know, bringing loads of people on and asking good probing questions. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what they can do to make it a bit more must-see. There must be something. Is Superstars still on? No, they only do main event now, I believe. So they do main events, and that's it. I'm not aware of Superstars. If it is still on, it's proper hidden. I mean, I'm only aware of NXT Level Up, main event, Raw, SmackDown, NXT, and Speed is on the way. And then you've got the bump. That's it. Because NXT Level Up was 205 Live. So 205 Live has gone. That is now NXT Level Up. And I'm not aware that Superstars is still around. So we are just seeing a sit-down interview with Ridge Holland right now. We got 45 minutes left to go. I still can't get that smell. Gallus took my surgically repaired leg. They put it in a chair. They walloped it. This was a month ago. And they walloped his leg with a chair. I can't even defend myself without people judging me. Next week. Next week on NXT, I will address the WWE Universe. The man I am with the chair in the hand is not the man I am in everyday life. He's got a good look when he's wearing a black shirt. Black t-shirts make everyone look great. But he, when he's sitting there and he's like, oh, there's Shotzi. Oh. He looks cool, to be honest. He's got a good size to him when he's sitting there and he's like talking away. He looks like a big lump of a man. And I suppose he is. I think part of the problem is I think he's a bit on the shorter side compared to some of the other superstars. And obviously, we get the odd botch, don't we? That's also a problem. But he's going to address the WWE Universe, the NXT Universe, next week. Right, we got Axiom and Nathan Frazier making their way down. They're going to be taking on Chase U. Axiom and Nathan. Obviously, our main event tonight. Championship match. Oh, how's it gonna go? Shotzi taking on Lyra Valkyria. Days, do you remember Saturday Morning Slam? Yes. Yes. Do you want the show that I always wanted to watch but never did watch? I don't know if it was shown in the UK. I would think it was, but I certainly didn't have access to it. Was Mania. WWF Mania. That was also like a Saturday morning kid show, and it had Todd Pettingale as the host, and it came from the headquarters. I just remember these giant tape machines, these massive machines that were like showing, like, you know, they had like the inbuilt TV screens, little tiny monitors kind of built in, and there was this big like tape that was whirling round, and it was all like making noise and everything, and he would host it from there. And that was like a Saturday morning kind of aimed at kids type situation. That was the one that I had as I was growing up. But they've done loads, haven't they? I mean, there's loads of different shows that they've done over the years. But obviously Raw and SmackDown are the ones that have stuck around. I can't see them getting replaced now. I can't see them getting rid of Raw. Raw, I think, is firmly established as the flagship. Obviously, SmackDown as well. I mean, that's been going since, what, 99? So I can't see them. But obviously, we're seeing new shows getting added, like Speed. That'll be... I don't know when that airs, actually. That's going to air on X. So I'm interested to see that. I don't know if we're going to stream it or what's going to happen. Don't know. I'm here for WWE content. We would do, we would do like NXT Level Up, but I think that's the hour after SmackDown, and so we do Unseen instead, so. Arm drag, we ain't doing main event. No, literally no one watches main event. But I do try to watch a little bit of NXT Level Up because you do see some good stuff on there. I mean, like, I was watching Lola Vice wrestle on there months and months ago. Ora Mensah has been on there. Obviously, we've seen Brooks Jensen's new gimmick on there. So, NXT Level Up is worth a watch, you know. It depends how far down the rabbit hole you want to go, really. NXT is the stars of tomorrow for Raw and SmackDown. If you want to see the stars of tomorrow for NXT, then watch NXT Level Up. Because you tend to see people like that's Javon Evans. Is it Javon Evans? I think that's his name. He was on NXT Level Up. 19-year-old that they're really high on. In between the legs goes Nathan Frazier. Challenge. Oh, yeah. Challenge was awesome, wasn't it? Challenge and Superstars back in the day, mainly squash matches. Yes. You didn't mind, though, did you? It was weird. I mean, you just wouldn't stand for it in this day and age. But back then, you just didn't mind. CM and Nathan. Strange, isn't it? Weird how time changes things. Back then, you know, just getting to see the superstars on TV coming down to the ring and showing off how good they were. I mean, you just like, oh, I love this guy. Oh, imagine if that person faces that person, and there'll be like some promotion for the forthcoming pay-per-view, or there'll be an angle that we talk about. But yeah, it was nothing like what it is now. Over the top rope to the outside, and against the ropes goes Axiom. Suicide dive into Andre Chase. Nathan Frazier, suicide dive into Duke Hudson. Axiom against the ropes. He collides into Andre Chase. Nathan Frazier, like an absolute lawn dart into Duke Hudson. They are a very good team, these two. As we go to commercial break. The live wire with Todd and Sonny, sometimes Jim Cornette would show. EO, if someone doesn't achieve anything in WWE, what's that? If someone doesn't achieve anything in WWE but has a successful outing outside, do you think they deserve to be called an all-time great, as all the achievements are mainly great in WWE? If someone doesn't achieve anything in WWE but is successful outside, do they deserve to be called an all-time great? Yes, definitely. 100%. I think, you know, wrestling is wrestling, and if you are gonna be like predominantly in New Japan, I mean, Okada hasn't done anything in WWE, but he's one of the greatest wrestlers of this generation. I'd have no problem saying that. Just because he hasn't joined WWE. I mean, WWE is a very specific type of wrestling in the sense of it's very presentation heavy. It's very gimmick, character heavy. It's actually not very heavy on 5-star classics. They don't have it's not like Dave Meltzer's not giving them 5 stars, even though loads of their matches deserve them. I think even us as fans would admit that there's not matches that really, not tons of matches WWE that will put out that will even deserve 5 stars, right? I think they've probably deserved more than what Dave's given them, but that's not really the focus, you know? It's not what they're trying to do. So I kind of feel like it's so specific that you could understand there being a load of wrestlers like, say, Will Ospreay. Will Ospreay doesn't really seem to have much interest in going to WWE. He spent his time in New Japan. He loves the indie scene. Now he's going over to AEW. And how can you say Will Ospreay is not a great wrestler? Or Okada not being a great wrestler? Or, you know, I mean, you can go back through the history of like the Mexican wrestlers, Blue Demon, El Santo. I mean, to my knowledge, they didn't compete in WWF, but they're regarded as maybe the number one, number two best Mexican wrestlers of all time. Ricky Dozan. Giant Baba. Don't think Giant Baba did a great deal in WWE, but obviously was the Antonio Inoki of all Japan wrestling. So, you know, there's lots and lots of wrestlers. There's people that dominated territories back in the day. I mean, even Luthez, the great Luthez, who I would regard as, if you're going to have a conversation about the greatest ever wrestlers, you've got to talk about Luthez. He's got one of the longest reigning title reigns of all time. It helped invent a load of moves. And some of the money that he drew, I mean, he was going from town to town just selling out houses. So, but he did very, very little with WWE. Because he was the NWA champion, and by that point, they were sort of out of it. So he was in and he did stuff, but he spent a lot of time in other territories. So, yeah, no doubt whatsoever. You can absolutely be an all-time great and not go to WWE. Absolutely. The WWE is just one promotion out of many, isn't it? It's not the be-all and end-all. It's just the biggest at the moment. And has been for quite a long time, but I don't think it's it shouldn't define as to whether you are worthy of being classed as an all-timer or not. That's my opinion, anyway. It's a fun question. You can't be great unless you've been at Mania in high-quality matches, says Hasib. Well, I mean, that's just silly. I mean, I can't agree with that. You're telling me that Okada's not great because he's not had a match at Mania? What? What? That doesn't make any sense at all. Like, are you telling me that Sting wasn't great until he had his match at WrestleMania 31? No, come on. We're all adults. Listen, we've had a drink. We've all had a drink. Nathan Frazier going into the corner as shots coming in by Duke Hudson. Luthez, Andre from the 70s. Duke picking up Axiom. Oh my God. I don't even know if that was I don't even think that was a good move. Duke Hudson just picked up Axiom. He jumped and landed onto Nathan Frazier. He sort of had Axiom still on top of him, though. So I think he was trying to do double knees, but I don't think he got his knees up high enough. So I think Axiom just sort of landed on his chest more than anything. So he went big and didn't quite get there. Shotgun Saturday Night was one I always wanted to see, said Mitchell. Amin said, do you think The Rock is going to turn on Roman at WrestleMania 40? It's an option that we could have. It's a road that we could go down, but there's no guarantee. It could be that he turns on him. It might be that he's disgusted by him if Roman loses the title. It might be that after WrestleMania 40, the bloodline is stronger because The Rock has actually helped Roman retain. I think that's the most unlikely option. But, yeah, no, I think that if I was a betting man, I would say I don't know, it's tricky, isn't it? I'm real 50-50 on it. Axiom trying to get the pin on Duke, and Duke gets his shoulder up. James said AJ Styles was a GOAT before he stepped one foot in WWE and at WrestleMania. This match continuing. We got just over half an hour to go. We got the women's title match coming in. Kicks coming in by Axiom and Nathan Frazier. Against the ropes, double clothesline there by Duke Hudson. Going over, making the tag as Andre Chase climbs up. And crossbody. Roll through. 1, 2. Shoulder up. Kick coming in there by Nathan Frazier. Roll over. 1, 2. 1, 2. Exchanging moves back and forth, roll through. 1, 2, 3. And it is lots of little back and forths there. But it's Andre Chase that manages to steal the pin. And so it's a win for Chase U, a hard-fought win for Chase U. So Chase U have got the victory. We'll put the poll up. I'm just going to jot down these ones. I think this is still from the previous match. That is good. That is good. Right, we'll get the poll up for this one. Match score. So they're going to get a shot then at the titles. Don't know when that's going to be. But Chase U are progressing. And here is Gallows and Anderson, the Good Brothers. Gallows and Anderson, the Good Brothers. Right. Now, I had heard about this. I'd actually forgotten about this, but I had heard about this. And I didn't know they attacked Chase U. There is a theory doing the rounds that this mystery person coming from Japan we think Japan may be joining up with these. If they are now in NXT, which I think is a good move for them, if there's going to be another person that joins up with them, that could be really interesting. This might be a bit of a shot in the arm that NXT needs at the moment. The Good Brothers, certainly if that person, which I'm thinking might be Tamatonga. So if it is Tamatonga, is that the three faces from the promo that we had before? Tamatonga, Gallows, Anderson. And obviously they were all Bullet Club back in Japan. So, it's good that, innit? I listen, we've done nothing with Gallows and Anderson. So to have them in NXT, I think is great. What do people think? Tamatonga being the OC's new leader would be my guess, said A. Jobson. They're finally using the OC, said Rabbids. Jordan said it could be something to do with Tamatonga. But is Tamatonga the guy behind the mystery promos? Dro said, I think Tamatonga. Well, I mean, look, I'm going to be honest in saying I've gone all around the houses. You know, I thought it was Okada. I thought it could be Julia. I mean, I've gone through pretty much everyone. But Tamatonga is out of New Japan. He is living, I believe, in Florida. He has been approached by WWE. I mean, and now Gallows and Anderson have come down. Everything's sort of lining up where you go. It looks like it really could be going that way, yeah. And if it is, wow. Wow! Some people might not know what Tamatonga looks like. And you need to get excited, I would say. Find a good picture of Tamatonga. He has got that kind of Roman Reigns vibe. Do you know what? I can't really find a very good picture. I'm trying to find a good Tamatonga picture. Here. I'll just show you all of them. So, oh, that's a good one, actually. That's a perfect one. There we go. Tamatonga with Gallows and Anderson. And there's some more images. There's Tamatonga with Finn Balor. Tamatonga and Finn Balor. Finn Balor when he was the Demon. I mean, it's exciting. It is exciting. He's going to be... Oh, what's this? Take... Tamatonga. Have I seen this? Roman Reigns and Tamatonga take shots at each other on Twitter. I don't know this. Let's read this. What's this? It's probably old. Yeah, it's from 2018. Still going to read it. Tamatonga's Twitter account is interesting. He's unfiltered and he's quick to shut down Twitter trolls. Unfortunately, he said something to cause a temporary ban. His account was unlocked yesterday and he went to find out who had reported him, and he believes Roman Reigns had something to do. What? He thinks Roman Reigns reported his Twitter account. Huh? I've never heard this. Got the snitch. Your bark can't seem to get over your yard for me to hear you. My yard has no fences. Come and test your skills here anytime. Jealousy is a trait. What album is that from? Hashtag Roman the Rat. Oh my god, I didn't see any of this drama. So it looks like these two are having a little bit of back and forth. Roman fired back, I actually doubled your little video's views in like 4 hours. You should be thankful. Thanks for the laughs. Tonga fired back by taking shots at Reigns' scripted promos. Thanks for timekeeping and view counting. Must be looking for new material. Writer's given up on you. If you need more laughs, just continue fist cocking. Is that what it's called when he goes for the Superman punch? Fist cocking. It gets funnier every time. That is officially what it's called now. It's unclear where the heat steams from. For all we know, this could just be a work between two friends. Sometimes the feud on Twitter are more interesting than storylines. Well, that did make me laugh in all fairness. Fist cocking. Well, there we go. A little bit of beef between Tama Tonga and Roman Reigns. Fun facts about Tama Tonga. Oh, yeah. Fire him. His uncle is Haku and his cousin is Camacho. The ads on that website. Oh, I didn't even see the ad. Were they bad? What were they for? Hey? What were they for? Was it all sex toys? Because you know that's all based on my search history. you know them are personalized ads. Come on, Days. We already know it's Fanaki. It's Ronaldinho. Right, we've got Fallon Henley. Oh, she's all down and sad and glum. And so's Thea Hale. Well, I watched my two best friends beat each other up. Don't get me started on Mr. Chase. Oh, we've got all kinds of little dramas going on, haven't we here? I feel like I'm watching Dawson's Creek. I don't want to wait for our lives to be over. Oh my god. I know we just had the OC, but I feel like I'm watching the OC. Got girl drama going on. Thea's got problems with boys, and they are the worst. Oh, and these two are like friends now. Right, Kalani Jordan, let's go. Let's go, Queen. Let's go, Queen. Queen. Do the crown thing. I mean, she will. It's part of her entrance. It's a lot of stuff to remember, isn't it? I like the little nod, like, it fits. Could you imagine if she does it one day, she puts it on, she's like, oh, hang on. Oh, it's a bit off. Oh, it's a bit big, actually. I don't think this is mine. That would be funny. Right, we are underway with Kalani Jordan and Lash Legend. Little bit of the old Lash Legend. Kalani Jordan versus Lash Legend. Right, we need to record these. All I'm doing is writing numbers down. That's all these streams are now. Lovely. Well, I've got to tell you, Gallows and Anderson attacking as... I wish that had been at the start of the show. It's woken me up. Kalani versus Lash Legend. Trini said, I feel left out. I have no to fist. Huh? I don't know what that... I don't know what that is. I don't know what I just walked into. Well, I did walk in, but you know. Is anyone else warm? I'm really warm. Is anyone else warm? Oh my God. Blaze Radio, hello, shout out to you. Hope you are well. Shoulder tackle there by Lash. Days, I've tweeted you some unseen stuff. Well, I think we've just been talking about some unseen stuff. Oh my God. Do you see that backbreaker? Oh my God. She just absolutely ragdolled. Oh man. Big splash there by Lash Legend. Lash Legend not taking any prisoners. Do you know, Lash Legend is so strange. I mean, she's just always seemed to be awful for just the longest time. But I wonder if we're actually getting somewhere. I wonder if it's Kalani and her selling. Maybe it's a bit of both. Perhaps Lash is making some real progress and perhaps Kalani is just selling like a flipping dream. She gets hurled into the corner again. Back elbow there by Kalani. Kalani working on the arm, forearm strike. Look at the selling. Oh, God, I love this girl. Oh, man, she's got Kalani on her back. Oh, look at that by Lashes out. She's got her stretched on her back. She's like, with her head. I don't know why I'm finding this wildly entertaining as Kalani was going for an arm drag, couldn't get it. Oh my God, she got slammed down again. Hard. Another splash, but this time it's scouted. Knees getting up there by Kalani. Kalani going over by the corner. She's been ragdolled, man. She's been absolutely ragdolled. It's made Lash look so good. Chops coming in by Kalani. And again. Another big chop coming in. Love the aggression. Screaming away there by Kalani. She gets pushed back. Duck underneath. Against the ropes. Up. She just... Lash is too big, too strong for any of these kind of momentum moves to work. Big boot coming in there by Kalani, who goes up top. She's going to go big now. She went big now. Oh, God, that's so good. Drop kick into the corner. Beautiful head scissors, but she applied it by coming off the top. Because doing it on the ground level, oh my God, that kick. She just steps over. Back heel kick, Lash Legend goes down. Now Kalani's trying to climb up. Shot there by Kalani. So impressive. 1, 2, 3. Do you know what? If them two were to walk back through the curtain after that match, after what I just saw, I would just be applauding. That's all I'd be doing in Gorilla. I mean, to be honest, I'd probably applaud most people that come back through the curtain. But those two, I'd be like, you just got that so right. Lash Legend just looked like a beast. She was chucking Kalani around. Kalani was selling like a dream. She couldn't get the head scissors at ground level. She had to go up top. Then she finally did it. So there was a bit of psychology in there. It wasn't just doing moves. Some of them backbreakers looked horrific. The ragdolling of Kanani around. Kalani's selling was incredible. So good. Now we've got Izzy Dame and Kiana James. And Kalani goes through the ropes to the outsides. Right. We'll put the poll up for that last match. She's going to be a hot star, man, in the future. She's going to be a big, big star. You don't need me to tell you that. Right. She's got all the tools, Kiana, to be the next Tiffany, said Vince Austin. Kiana James has got a bright future. Kiana James and Izzy Dame. Yeah, they've made their way down. Kalani is going to be huge, said Gringo. I just think selling, I don't know why people struggle with it so much. You hear a lot of old timers saying, I wish that they would work on their storytelling and their selling and like their facial expressions and the emotion. I wish they would work on that as much as they do the gymnastic moves. The great thing about Kalani Jordan is that she's got the gymnastics down. It's her background, I believe. So she's got like all that stuff. But you look at her selling there and you look at like her having to dig deep and her facial expressions and everything. And you're just like, wow, she's really good. Really good. Right, we've got an advert for WrestleMania. Saturday, April 6th, Sunday, April 7th, WrestleMania XL. Right, Kalani was a gymnastics star, said Mr. Quake. It is NXT. I am not worried about rushing it, says Gringo. Vince Austin, shout out to you. WWE fan said it was okay. Don't miss my super chat, says Mitchell. Thank you. Days, we better get a fist emoji now. There is a fist emoji, isn't there? I think there's one already. It's not that one that we do. I just think there's one in general, is there not? I'm interested now. I'm just going to have a look. I've never needed a fist emoji. I'm sure there's one like that, isn't there? Yeah, there. Oh my God, look at this. You can have loads of different ones. You can have it front on. I can fist you from the front, Mitchell. I can fist you coming in from the left. I can fist you from the right. Mitchell, I'm going to be very clear about this, Mitchell. I could fist you in lots of different directions. I've put them on screen so that you know what I'm referring to. Like this, like that. Like this. I don't think... I mean, that's like Black Power, isn't it? I mean, I don't want to be doing like hand gestures or anything that's like, you know what I mean, going to get me cancelled. I don't know what... I better not mess around with this, had I? I better not mess around with things I don't really know what I'm doing. But I don't think there's that one. I don't think there's the... Is there that one? What have we got? Let's have a look. I can definitely fist you from the front, Mitchell. That's guaranteed. That's in the bank. That's safe. I can fist you from the right. I can fist you from the left. I don't know if I can fist you upwards. I don't know if I can upwards fist you, and I don't know about downwards fisting you. And actually, downwards fisting would be good, because in a way, that's like Superman punch, isn't it? You know? So whenever Roman's about to do a Superman punch, that would be good, wouldn't it? to downwards fist. But I don't think you can do that. And I don't think you can do upwards fist. Oh, no, you can do upwards fist. Is that upwards fist? You can do upwards fist. Oh, hello. We're going to stay as long as we want. We're thrilled about it. I don't know if Chase U is thrilled about it. You can upwards fist. I did enjoy their calendar. We're going to separate the men from the boys, so it looks like they're sticking around for a little bit. Yeah, look, upwards fist. So they want the NXT tag titles. Okay, let's go. I'm really excited for the Good Brothers being there. Ilya Dragunov, Carmelo Hayes, face to face. Austin said, being fisted by Days is a great image. Oh, listen, Austin, I'll fist you. It's great to have you back, mate. I feel like it's the least I can do. Give me a second. Give me a second. I'll do front fist him. Front fist him. Oh. Who's coming out? Oh, Shotzi's coming out. This one's for Austin. There you go, buds. Okay, so Shotzi making her way down. Representing SmackDown. Uh, 57, 29, 6, and 5. Days, acknowledge your tribal fist. Your tribal fist. Let's go. Okay, Shotzi is in the ring. We're just waiting for Lyra Valkyria to make her way down. We've got 9 minutes left, but there may be a little overrun. Vince Austin said Shotzi should stay in NXT. She seems happier and more at home, and the crowd love her, and she's good as a Halloween Havoc host. Okay, here is Lyra Valkyria. Do you remember when she used to come out and they used to have storms, like rain clouds on screen and everything? I think that was when she first arrived. Do you remember when we looked at the auction thing earlier and there was a belt that she's drawn all over that probably going to be worth a bit of money in like a few years' time if she goes on to be a big star? I love this gear that she's got. This is my favorite gear of hers. I love the red kind of boots and the black ring gear. Looks classy. Love the red boots. Kick pads. It's a good look, that, for Lyra. I just think it looks great. That'd be a great figure. With the feathers and the like bright red boots and the women's championship. Now, we never saw footage of this, so I don't know how this injury is going to happen. But she tears her ACL, so, I mean, it's not going to be fun. Lyra Valkyria holding up that NXT championship. Bing, bing, bing. I got 2 words for you. Fist me, said Defcon. I don't know that I want that to be our community's catchphrase. I don't know how I feel about it. Right, these two locking up. And we've got Lyra going around the back of Shotzi. Shotzi being taken down to the mat. I don't even know how long into the match it is. She goes down, she rolls through. She is, oh, love that. Little dragon sleeper. Shotzi grabbing a hold of the head of Lyra. Takedown there by Lyra. Lyra trying to grab the leg. Kick out there by Shotzi. Shotzi gets back up to her feet. Lyra looking over. Shotzi circling round. So is Lyra. They're going to look to hook up again, and they do. I must admit, because you know she gets injured, you don't really want to miss any part of the match because you don't know at what point it's going to happen. And I keep getting that horrible pause in. It's really rubbish. She's still got this headlock applied. Tamatonga feels more likely. Bo doesn't make sense. He would be main roster bound. We were talking about that on Thingy, Wrestling Escape Pods. People think it's Bo because of that channel. Lyra grabbing the arm of Shotzi, looking for a stretch. She's trying to get it down. Mitchell got too excited. Oh my god. George said, I just unmuted the stream and I heard you say the words fist me. Well, you're welcome, George. I'm sorry. You say you muted the stream. I'm sorry. You did what? Lovely flip over there by Lyra. Oh, she gives a little holler back. Shotzi comes over. Nice takeover there by Lyra. Shotzi gets back up. Another hip toss. Couple of hip tosses there by Lyra. Against the ropes goes Shotzi. Oh, right to the boob. Chop right to the boob there by Shotzi. Shotzi looking to go over to the corner. She goes up, down, throws Lyra. Lyra gets back up to her feet. Shotzi charges over. She gets picked up, dumped to the outsides. Shot is blocked. She grabs Lyra. She's got her through the ropes. Shotzi. Oh, God. Can you believe that that's how it happens? Is that it? She knows there, I think. She has her on the edge of the ring. She, like, jumps down and she sort of does it to herself. Isn't it crazy how you can tear your ACL by just doing that? She literally just jumped off the edge of the ring and down to the outside. Done, mate. That wasn't anything that Lyra did. Wow. There's the injury. That's where she gets hurt. How has NXT been the last 5 weeks? I've just been out of it. Just checking in, says Big Time. I'd say very pedestrian. Very pedestrian. I think there's been moments. I feel like this show has had moments, but it's hard to kind of... I don't think you missed anything. I do like the Good Brothers tonight. And I do like the fact that Thea is struggling a little bit with Jacy. I like that. I think that's a bit interesting. I like that Tony has said that it's time for him to step up and lead the family. I like that. Obviously, we've got this tease thing that's come in as well. You know, there are little bits, but I mean, if you missed this show or missed a show in recent weeks, I honestly, it's not a problem. I just don't think it's a problem. But maybe there's a few green shoots there. Maybe there's a few things showing that were, you know, got a little something cooking in the background. But, yeah, obviously we're at a commercial break. We've just seen that moment that Shotzi got injured and there was nothing to it. I was really worried it was going to be something Lyra did. Because that wouldn't be great for her, would it? But, nah. Nothing to do with her. I might stop watching NXT for a bit. The only thing I care about is Ilya, Mello, and Trick storyline, said Brony. Yeah, I would understand, to be honest. I mean, I would say, oh, look, it's bad week, whatever. But, I mean, it's not even just us saying that. Like, if you look at the actual show scores, which, I mean, I can get. If you look at the actual show scores, you can see a real pattern. And this is, you know, been voted on by 300 odd people. We are back. We got Lyra in the ring. She's in the ring. She's sort of nodding away. So we are just, I don't know what we're doing here. I think we're just waiting to see, obviously, if she's going to recover. Whilst we are waiting for that, I can just show you the show scores. So you can see the good in blue. You can see the great in yellow. You can see the all-time in red. And if you look here at this little cluster of, I mean, look at that. Take out that SmackDown. Take out that Raw. Look at that run of all NXT down here. Okay, here's Ava. We promised you a championship match. That's what we're going to deliver. Lyra. It's now an open challenge. Whoever comes out is going to be your next opponent. Man, this is a test for Lyra, isn't it? She will not be prepared for this. Here is Lash Legend. So Lash Legend making her way down. Lash Legend is going to get an opportunity at the Women's Championship. I'd love to know what's going on in Lyra's head right now. I mean, clearly this has not been prepared for. That makes this such an interesting match. There will have been no conversation about this. There will be no planning. All of this is going to have to be called on the fly. Kicks coming in. Quick kicks there by Lyra. Shot coming in and Lyra goes down. Lash Legend standing over Lyra. Could you imagine if Lyra got injured here? Referee just wanted to check on her first. Big right hand. That kind of sent Lyra down. Lyra trying to get back up to her feet. Struggling a little bit. Has she got blood? Is there blood? Could you imagine that? Lash Legend comes down, just busts her open. Lyra get into a seated position. Grabbing her again, headlock. Oh man, she really is ragdolling girls around. Really ragdolling girls around. I love to see it. This is what Lash Legend should be doing. She did a great job against Kanani Jordan, ragdolling her, and now she's got Lyra and she's like doing all this. Bit of trash talking while she's doing it as well. Lyra trying to get back up to her feet, and she is back to her feet. She's trying to break out of this hold. She's trying to throw Lash against the ropes. Lash reverses. Push to the midsection. She's going back to her kicks. Kick coming in. She grabs Lash. Going to go for a suplex. Couldn't get it. Looks like Lash is going to reverse it. Into the corner goes Lyra. Big boot there by Lyra. Lash goes down. Lyra trying to climb up. She's in the corner. Crossbody. Lovely crossbody. Got caught there by Lash. Lash has got Lyra. Got her up. Oh, into the backbreaker. Good sell there by Lyra. She went flying over to the corner. She tried to hold on to the corner ropes as well. She ended up taking another bump there as Lash just pulled her so hard. Now they're down on their knees, just sort of pushing out back and forth with each other. But as I said, so interesting to know that this clearly is not going to have been planned. Elbow drop to the back. 1, 2, kick out. I wonder if these two have been wrestling each other recently. That'd be interesting to know if they've been competing on house shows or something. Hey, wasn't it? Didn't Cora Jade get injured whilst wrestling Lyra at a house show? I think she did. And now Shotzi is... Oh man, she's cursed. If you wrestle Lyra, you get injured. Clothesline. Going for the cover. 1, 2. And kick out there by Lyra. hate to see Shotzi miss a year in a prime, said A. Jobson. In kayfabe, why didn't Roxanne answer the open challenge? Don't know. I mean, you never really know what's going on back there, do you? I mean, it could have just been the open challenge got issued and Roxanne was in the shower, you know? They're not all just sat in gorilla waiting, so could just be that Lash was around. I mean, she'd had a match fairly recently. Lyra gets onto her feet, pushes out at Lash. Oh, there's Roxanne. With wet hair and a towel. Oh, she trashes the TV, man. There we go. They thought of your thing and they answered it for you. She had wet hair and a towel. I think they were sort of suggesting she'd been in the shower. How I knew that, I must admit, is quite uncomfortable for me right now because it does make it seem like I'm checking the cameras, doesn't it? Oh, you want to know where Roxanne is? Give me a second. Oh, yeah. She's in the showers. She's just having a shower at the moment. She'll be out in a minute. For the record, that was a guess. Lash with Lyra, hurling her into the corner. Big boots. Oh, I didn't think he used to have cameras. Think he had cameras. Triple H in his office to the performance center. He had cameras, but it was only to the ring. I don't think it was to the showers. Who knows though, you know? Just saying. God only knows what cameras were set up in that place. Lyra grabbing Lash. Looking to pick Lash up. Oh, trying to power her up. Ah! Screaming away, but no joy. Big boots. Lyra goes down. 1, 2. Kick out by Lyra. Lash frustrated. It's a big opportunity for Lash. Referee just said something there to Lyra. Might be send it home, Lyra. Send it home. Lyra in the corner. Lash Legend climbing up. I wonder how. I mean, I actually don't know. Like when they say, I mean, if it's a match that's planned, the finish would have been planned. How are you going to call the finish to a match? Splash. Is she just going to say stay down? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's probably it, isn't it? Take the pin. So she hits a splash and wins her beats her with a splash. She beats Lash with a splash. Lash should have the Lash splash. Or she should call it Splash Legend. Oh my god! Oh my god! That needs to be her finisher. She needs the Splash Legend. Is that a move? Has she got a move called that? Oh, we're going to tweet her. We're tweeting her. I never directly send a message to wrestlers. But we are now. Hey. Alright, that's ended. Hey, Lash Led. Oh, she better not block me. Imagine if she thinks I'm being, like, weird. Imagine that. Imagine if someone thought I was being weird. Hey, Lash Legends. Please, can you start doing a splash and call it the Splash Legend? Thanks. Ah, isn't wrestling the best? Right, let's go over and put the thing up. Need to put up the poll. Need to put up the poll. See what people thought about this show. A weird main event, but I mean, one that everyone will forgive them for. There was very little chemistry. It was just a sequence of moves, really. But again, you can understand why when you know it was completely unplanned. I don't know if they've wrestled each other. I mean, I'm sure they have, but it would have been good if whoever, like, Lyra's been kind of working with on the house shows. If we're... Where's that coming from? Okay. I don't think you can hear what I can hear, but I can hear me talking. What did you score? WWE NXT. There we go. Right, that is up now on Wrestling Days clips. So you can go over there and you can vote on this show. Where did we get to with... Raw's managed to get to 334 votes. That's not bad. We were looking for about 400. We are going to fall short of that. But that's not bad. If you haven't voted on yesterday's Raw, you can do that whilst you're over there as well. Let's change this back over. Feel free to put in your scores and thoughts in the chat. We'll stick around for a few minutes. And then, of course, going to run away so we can do Unseen. Right. Need to put up the polls, don't we, really? But it's going to be a weird one to vote on. I suppose it's the Lash Legend match. Can't really vote on the Shotzi one, can you? So, match score. Jade returned at a weird time. She was a nice Rumble surprise, but all the potential matchups she could have, like Bianca, Becky, and Nia, are busy. She didn't fit the chamber if she didn't win, says A. Jobson. Great. Good, okay, and bad. There we go. Intoxicated Drum says 7. This is for the match, by the way, that you're voting on. Big Time said, I think what's killing NXT is they just don't have many male wrestlers beside the already built-up names like Carmelo, Dragunov, Trick, and Braun. Yeah, maybe. Femi is obviously being built, isn't he? So we've gone pretty quick with him. Lexis King hasn't really been around all that long. Can't say he's really built. I think you could do something with Duke Hudson, to be honest. He's been around in NXT a long time and really sort of pushed to the side. So I feel like he's right there and we could do something with him. You do have Andre Chase, but we're not really doing much there. Looks like Tony D'Angelo is going to now make a bit of a run of it. So I think there are people around, but you got Dijak, you know, he's pretty over. I love his social media game. But I do understand what you're saying. I think there's a lot of people that are works in progress. You know, Obafemi is a work in progress. Lexis King is a work in progress. Joe Gacy should be a lot further than he is. He feels like a work in progress. Can't pin down what Joe Gacy is. He's just a lunatic, really. But it still doesn't feel like the most satisfying of it. Doesn't feel like we found it. Doesn't feel like it's clicked. So I would say that there are projects. There's just projects, lots of projects in NXT. But I suppose that's part of what you sign up for, isn't it? When you watch NXT, you know that you're not getting the finished articles. There are some there. There are some finished articles there, but there's a lot more works in progress. But I think to criticize NXT for having a lot of works in progress is maybe missing the point of NXT. So we're not going to do that. We're not going to criticize them for having lots of works in progress. But maybe you're right. Maybe there could be a few more talents that are closer towards the end of the journey than what we've got at the moment. Amin said, why don't they do Seth Drew at Elimination Chamber for the title if he wins it? Why won't they do that? Well, we don't know if they're going to do that or not. Wrestling Observer said the plan 10 days ago now, or 11 days ago now, was to do the match there straight after the Chamber. Whether that's changed, first of all, whether Observer's telling the truth, don't know, because obviously Dave Meltzer's not having a great time at the moment. Seems to be getting more wrong than right. And then, so not only is that questionable, but then also you've got the big change in plans. So I'm certainly not going into it with that as like a concrete expectation, but I will watch after the men's chamber. I will watch to see if it does go that way. It will be in my mind of like, are they going to do it? Are they going to do that? But I'll just watch and see. I won't go into it with that as an expectation, you know. But we'll see. I mean, to be honest, I've got to be honest, I am hoping for something. I mean, I really don't want it to be a case that Drew wins, Becky wins, Rhea retains, Judgment Day retains, and then we just get a little talk show segment with Grace and what. I mean, that would be dull, would it not? If that's all that happens, like, there's got to be some swerve or something. Like, it's got to be a surprise. Surely a legend could come out, or I don't know. But there's got to be something, hasn't there? There hasn't there? Imagine if we bring out AJ Lee. Imagine that. Imagine we bring out AJ Lee and she makes the announcement that she wants to have one last match at WrestleMania. Could you flippin' imagine? Could you flippin' imagine? CM Punk comes out, crowd go crazy. I believe he's going to be there. CM Punk will be there. So he comes down, crowd are going crazy, and he says, I've brought a special guest, brought someone that would like to say hello. And light it up, light it up, and I'm on the sun in your eyes. I mean, that's the kind of moment I want. I want to feel like it was worth watching, you know? Give me something. I mean, I know the matches, I'm sure, will be good, and there'll be some moments in the matches, but I think if it's just going to end in like Becky winning, Drew winning, Rhea retaining, Judgment Day retaining, I would understand people being a bit like, just sort of went the way it went, really. Yeah, come on. Light it up. Stand and Fight said Joe Gacy should be carted out to the ring in a straight. He looks good in a straight jacket, if that makes sense. What happened to Eddie Thorpe? He's still around. Eddie Thorpe's still around. We just haven't really done a great deal with him. It's a bit hit and miss, to be honest. Is released by a sexy valet who is his nurse. She gets him back in the jacket or back with a taser gun. That would be pretty wild, wouldn't it? Tuxkate Jump said, JC would be awesome to see her come up. That would be sweet. Max said, Liv winning is going to be the swerve. Big Time said, do they coast until CVV? CVV? Because I need NXT to wake me up again. Oh, CW. Do you mean CW? And make me feel excited because of how hot and Raw and SmackDown is. NXT is generating no buzz and they've stopped promoting them. Well, I don't think they're going to coast till, when is it? September? I hope they're not going to coast till September. I don't know. It's a tricky one, isn't it, really? I can't really get a read of what's happening. I sort of feel like, I just feel like it's the wrong time to have done the breakout tournaments. It just feels like we've done the breakout tournaments. Now we've got these new faces like Izzy Dame and Oba Femi and Wren Sinclair and, you know, Lexis King, Trey Bearhill, Riley Osborne. Who's that one tonight? Jasmine, someone that's with Kiana James. Like, I feel like there's all these new faces that have just arrived, which is fine because you do need new faces coming in. But I feel like we've just had a lot. And I feel like part of that is maybe to do with the breakout tournaments. So I just sort of think, like, why do that during WrestleMania season? Why don't you do it after WrestleMania? Like, after WrestleMania is done, like, then you can kind of start some new stories. I don't know about you. I see WrestleMania as sort of being the end of the year. And then the night after WrestleMania being the party where we start the new year. And I know that that's not maybe how others see it. I know they do their season premieres and whatever, right? You know, this show that never actually ends. Each week we do our season premieres, right? Which means nothing. I mean, we only do those because that's when all the other new shows are starting. That's all that means. But for me, I think a lot of big stories wait for WrestleMania, like Jimmy and Jay. We could have done that last year, but we didn't. We waited for WrestleMania. So we're going to do their feud now. We're going to do their match. Maybe that feud continues, but maybe they, get back on the same page or whatever it is we're going to do. I've always viewed WrestleMania as being like the big season finale. If you think about how TV shows work, they tend to end with a massive season finale where loads of people die. I feel like that's WrestleMania. And the next night, the big launch is, you kind of Raw after WrestleMania. That's your big open again. So for me personally, that Raw after WrestleMania is a big exciting thing. I would do a big exciting show. The NXT after WrestleMania, I'd do that kind of a vibe. Big party thing, just crazy matches you wouldn't normally see. I would do you could have tag partners going up against each other. I'd have wacky call-ups. I'd have legends coming back. I mean, beach balls in the crowds. I mean, fancy dress. So we'd just go mental. Just whatever. And nothing is off the table for those shows for me. But then I think once you're past that first week of madness, then I think you start getting stuck into, maybe building towards the next WrestleMania. So for me, I'd be looking at doing breakout tournaments then. That's when I'd be looking to do breakout tournaments. So I think it's just a really weird time at the moment. I feel like we've just had this big influx of new talent, which is kind of good and intriguing, and we're getting used to seeing people. But I think the show is maybe just taking a little bit. It's just not got knocked a little bit, because we're having to build these people up. We're having to get used to them rather than just straight in the deep end with some really good stories. So I think there's maybe a little bit of that at play. But, either way, I don't watch NXT and think to myself, oh, I regretted that. I got enough from tonight. I thought watching that main event match was very interesting, knowing that they couldn't have prepared for it. When do you get a chance to watch a match like that? Normally the matches we watch, they will have spoke about it all day at least. They would have had a producer and all that kind of stuff. Those two girls just had to go out there and just wrestle. And that's a real treat, to be honest, to be able to watch a match that is just having to be called on the fly. And I'd love to know what was going through Lyra's head in that moment. I bet she was like, oh, man. Oh, God, I didn't need this in the main event of an NXT TV show. I mean, it's one thing to do it at a house show, but on TV... So that, is interesting. And then obviously the Tony thing, I thought that was interesting. Good Brothers, I'm really into that. The vignette thing. I still feel like I get enough from NXT, more than enough actually. But I think compared to where we were not long ago, that comparison is where I think NXT is suffering at the moment. But, another Tuesday, it's fine. A. Jobson said, Lyra seems like a very nice person. You can tell the last thing she wanted to do was wrestle after Shotzi got hurt, taking a bump, but she gave a solid match afterwards. But we need a red wedding to happen with wrestlers getting beaten up or fired. That would be good, actually. Imagine some sort of big event that we build towards, and then there is as you say, I haven't seen that. I don't watch Game of Thrones, but I know of it. It was such a big thing. I think everyone knows what red wedding means. It's this kind of big moment that you work towards, and then there's a big fallout kind of at that event. I think that's a really good shout, actually, Cleveland Brown. I think that's a really good shout. Intoxicated Drum said Tiffany is super good. Amin said, are you not streaming Dynamite tomorrow? No, we don't do Dynamite. Triple T does Dynamite. Our friend Tommy Toy travels. So if you want to watch Dynamite, you can jump over there with him. To be honest, I mean, I think that... I think what you're seeing from the channel is me just being able to lean even more into WWE. And I think that this is, I don't know if subconsciously this has helped play a part with the unseen videos and the opinion videos and whatever. I really don't know. And it's interesting how it's kind of all arrived at the same time. That could be a coincidence. Or it could be because we don't do AEW, I don't know, maybe we've just got a bit more time to find more WWE content, but I love where the channel is right now. I think the channel's in a stronger place as it's been for quite a while, actually. And to be honest, it hasn't even been that bad. But I just think that people are obviously enjoying Unseen. They're enjoying sharing their opinions in the opinion video. We can still do the big news videos as well. So, yeah, I think we're in a really good place. I think the community seems to be in a good place. I just think things are quite good at the moment, so I'm quite positive. So, yeah, no plans for AEW. That's Tommy that does those. He seems to be enjoying them, and I think hopefully those that are over there watching the streams of them are enjoying them as well. So, all good. Carmen Live said you went to Griffin, Indiana to watch NW Indiana Wrestling. I see, besides ARW Pro and Fire Pro. Well, I hope you had a good time, my friend. Right, Liv is not mad. You love her. Oh, hello, we've got arguing about Liv, have we? Oh my God. Oh, it's all happening. It's all happening. We better go before fists start flying. I don't want to be seeing any fisting in the chat. So, right, we're done. I'm going to run away and start working on Unseen. Big thank you for people that joined us. I know it was a little bit clunky at the start with the internet connection maybe not being the strongest, but actually, thankfully, it seems to have held, which is really, really good. I really think part of the problem for the Wrestling Escape Pod is having to stream Tommy in and then stream it out. I think it's just too much for my internet, so I might have to look at taping Wrestling Escape Pods. But I don't think that would be a bad thing to just do a bit of that for a bit. I think might allow us to do some stuff we can't really get away with live. I might have a look at some stuff. But yeah, we'll see what comes to that. But next time you see me, I think we'll be Thursday night. Yeah, I mean, obviously we're doing Unseens, but Thursday night, we should be doing that kickoff press conference. So you won't miss me for long, right? My cherubs. Appreciate the support as always. I'm going to end this now. Dro, shout out to you. And Armin, shout out to you as well, my friends. And I will see you guys, well, hopefully later for Unseen. Bye for now.